Are you ready to take control of your mind and start creating real wealth in your life? This audiobook is designed to guide you step by step in training your mind to think differently, act decisively, and attract opportunities that can change your financial future. Every chapter focuses on practical, actionable strategies you can use immediately, no matter where you are in life. You will learn how to recognize opportunities around you that most people overlook, focus your thoughts on growth, and take consistent action that builds momentum. You will discover how to break free from limiting beliefs, manage your emotions, and strengthen the habits that create lasting results. Every tip is meant to be easy to understand and implement so that you can see progress quickly and feel the satisfaction of moving closer to your goals every day. This audiobook also goes deeper than just money. It teaches resilience, mental clarity, discipline, and self-confidence, skills that help you navigate challenges and stay focused no matter what life throws at you. You will learn to analyze opportunities wisely, invest in yourself, and celebrate progress in ways that keep your motivation high. By the end of this guide, your mind will be trained to spot wealth, take bold action, and think bigger than your fears. Every chapter is a step toward creating a life where financial growth, personal development, and confidence all rise together. Stay focused, absorb the lessons, and get ready to transform the way you think about money and success forever. Chapter 1: Awaken your mind to recognize abundant opportunities around you. Your mind is the most powerful tool you own. It can be your greatest ally or your strongest limitation. The moment you begin to understand the potential of your own mind, you open the door to possibilities that others fail to even see. Life does not hand out opportunities indiscriminately, but the mind that is awake, alert, and trained to recognize them will always find a way to create its own luck. Every person has access to the same world, the same resources, and the same environment, yet only a few succeed in truly harnessing abundance. The difference lies in awareness. Awakening your mind to recognize abundant opportunities is the first step toward attracting unlimited wealth, and it is a process that can be learned, practiced, and mastered. Awareness begins with observation. Most people move through life passively, ignoring the subtle hints, chances, and openings that exist all around them. They see challenges as obstacles rather than doors to growth. They perceive scarcity where abundance exists. Training your mind to spot opportunity requires a shift in perspective. Every interaction, every situation, and every circumstance carries potential. The first task is to see the world as it truly is, not filtered through fear, doubt, or limitation. A conscious mind notices the details others overlook. It questions assumptions, and it asks, "What can I create from this?" It does not wait for wealth to arrive. It actively seeks ways to generate it. Developing this awareness begins with a deliberate pause. Pause in your day to observe your surroundings, your relationships, your work, and your own thoughts. Notice patterns, behaviors, and possibilities. Ask yourself, where is the value being overlooked? Who is underserved? What skills could turn this situation into an advantage? Train your mind to detect gaps where you can contribute something meaningful. Opportunities are rarely labeled clearly. They exist in spaces where effort meets insight. A person with an awake mind does not wait for permission to act. They see a need and find a way to fulfill it. The next step is curiosity. Curiosity drives exploration, innovation, and creativity. Without curiosity, the mind remains stagnant. With curiosity, even a simple walk through a neighborhood can reveal hidden potential. A business opportunity might hide in an unsolved problem. A personal growth chance might present itself in a challenge, and a financial breakthrough might appear in a conversation or connection you would otherwise ignore. Curiosity requires questions. Questions create paths to answers. Ask why things work the way they do. Ask how they could be better. Ask what is missing. These questions open doors that conventional thinking keeps closed. Recognizing opportunity also demands mindfulness of time and attention. The mind that is scattered, distracted, or overwhelmed cannot perceive subtle openings. Every moment spent in worry, distraction, or negativity dulls your ability to notice the possibilities around you. Wealth and abundance are not accidents. They are outcomes of focused observation and deliberate action. Training the mind requires discipline to focus on the right things. It requires the ability to identify priorities, filter out noise, and dedicate energy to what can grow, create, or multiply. A sharp, present, and attentive mind sees opportunity as a living, breathing part of reality. Action is the bridge between recognition and creation. Seeing opportunity is not enough. A mind can notice a gap in the market, an unmet need, or a potential skill, but unless action follows, nothing changes. This action does not need to be perfect. It does not need to be fully formed. Small, deliberate steps, taken consistently, often lead to breakthroughs that theory alone cannot produce. The habit of acting reinforces awareness. Each step teaches the mind to see clearer, anticipate faster, and identify even more opportunities. A person who moves consciously, even imperfectly, trains their mind to trust itself and recognize possibilities faster than someone who hesitates or doubts. Another essential aspect of awakening the mind is recognizing internal limitations. Many people fail to see opportunities because they are trapped in limiting beliefs. Beliefs like wealth is only for certain people, I do not deserve success, or the world is too competitive block vision and action. To awaken your mind, these beliefs must be challenged and replaced with empowering truths. Wealth, growth, and opportunity are available to anyone willing to prepare, observe, and act. Removing internal barriers is the first step to noticing external opportunities. A person who believes in possibility sees doors where others see walls. Developing a habit of reflection is crucial. Take time daily to evaluate the day, analyze decisions, and consider where opportunities presented themselves. Reflection is not passive. It is an active assessment of what worked, what was missed, and what can be improved. By reflecting regularly, the mind becomes trained to identify opportunities faster. It begins to notice patterns, recognize emerging trends, and anticipate situations before they fully materialize. Reflection turns experience into insight, and insight is the seed of wealth creation. Connection amplifies opportunity. The awake mind understands that opportunities rarely exist in isolation. They emerge through people, networks, and communities. Investing time in meaningful connections allows you to see openings that are invisible to those who operate alone. Conversations, collaborations, and shared experiences create intersections where opportunity thrives. Learning to recognize the value in relationships and the potential in each encounter is a skill that multiplies wealth potential exponentially. People who see opportunity everywhere also see potential in everyone, which creates a compounding effect. Opportunities are often disguised as challenges. Most people shrink away from difficulty, but the mind trained to recognize abundance views difficulty as a doorway. A problem in a business, a setback in a personal goal, or a conflict in a relationship often contains the kernel of opportunity. Identifying it requires clarity and resilience. Ask yourself what advantage can be gained from this situation. How can this challenge be turned into a stepping stone? The most successful individuals are those who consistently convert difficulty into opportunity. Every obstacle carries a hidden lesson. Every limitation contains a chance to innovate. The mind also needs to develop a sense of abundance to recognize opportunities. Scarcity thinking limits vision. If the mind constantly assumes there is not enough, it overlooks openings that are clearly present. Abundance is not about having unlimited resources immediately. It is about seeing potential where others see lack. It is about cultivating confidence that the world contains sufficient opportunity for your growth and success. By maintaining an abundance mindset, the mind naturally seeks out ways to expand, improve, and create value. This mindset shifts perception from scarcity to possibility, from fear to proactive action. Observation, curiosity, focus, action, reflection, connection, and abundance thinking are all pillars of awakening the mind. When combined, they create a powerful system that allows you to see the opportunities that exist all around you. This does not happen overnight. It is a skill developed through consistent practice and conscious effort. Each day provides countless chances to train your mind, whether through analyzing a problem, seeking new knowledge, reaching out to someone, or acting on a small insight. The more consistently you apply yourself, the sharper your perception becomes. Practical exercises help cement this awareness. Begin by setting aside 15 minutes daily to review your day and list every opportunity you noticed. Some may be small, like a conversation that inspired a new idea, and some may be larger, like a chance to invest in a skill or project. Evaluate what you acted on and what you ignored. Next, identify patterns. What opportunities recur? What situations tend to produce openings? This reflection conditions the mind to anticipate similar chances in the future. Next, cultivate curiosity actively. Each day ask 3 questions about your environment, work, or relationships that you have not asked before. These questions should seek gaps, problems, or potential improvements. For example, ask how a process could be faster, how a product could better serve people, or how your skills could meet an unmet need. Answering these questions strengthens creative thinking and primes the mind to see opportunities constantly. Develop focus by eliminating distractions. Track your attention for a day and note where it is lost. Every time you notice distraction, redirect your energy toward meaningful engagement. This discipline not only enhances productivity but also sharpens perception. A focused mind notices details, recognizes patterns, and identifies potential solutions that a scattered mind would miss. Action must follow recognition. For every opportunity identified, take at least one concrete step, however small, to pursue it. This may mean sending an email, learning a skill, pitching an idea, or starting a habit. Action transforms abstract awareness into tangible progress. Consistent action builds confidence and strengthens your ability to spot opportunities in real time. Reflection reinforces learning. Each evening, review your actions and their outcomes. Note what worked, what could be improved, and what new opportunities emerged. This process not only strengthens recognition but also teaches adaptability. The mind learns to iterate, adjust, and anticipate. Connection can be fostered intentionally. Seek out mentors, peers, and collaborators who inspire growth. Engage in meaningful conversations that explore problems, solutions, and innovations. Every interaction has the potential to reveal opportunities, whether through advice, partnership, or insight. Networks are amplifiers of opportunity. A mind awake to their potential uses them effectively. Challenge yourself to see difficulty differently. When confronted with a problem, ask what advantage this situation could offer. Train your mind to consider obstacles as doors rather than barriers. Every challenge contains information about what can be created, improved, or learned. The ability to identify these hidden openings is what separates those who merely survive from those who thrive. Finally, cultivate an abundance mindset. Reinforce the belief that opportunities are plentiful and that your efforts can yield meaningful results. Gratitude for existing resources, skills, and experiences strengthens this mindset. Focus on potential rather than limitation. Abundance thinking primes the mind to notice openings and pursue them confidently. By consistently practicing observation, curiosity, focus, action, reflection, connection, challenge interpretation, and abundance thinking, the mind becomes a magnet for opportunity. Wealth and success follow naturally when your mind is alert, prepared, and willing to act. Opportunities are not luck, they are visible to those who train themselves to see them. Each day, your ability to recognize and act on opportunities grows, creating a compounding effect that accelerates personal growth, financial freedom, and life transformation. This awakening is not a single event, but a continuous process. Each day presents the chance to see something new, learn something valuable, and act in a way that propels you toward your goals. The mind that is awake, disciplined, and focused transforms ordinary situations into extraordinary results. The person who consistently trains their mind to see opportunities not only attracts wealth, but becomes a source of inspiration, innovation, and value for others. The first step is commitment. Commit to noticing opportunities everywhere, committing to action, and cultivating a mindset that sees abundance where others see scarcity. Each moment invested in training your mind is a step toward creating a life of freedom, impact, and unlimited wealth. This process requires patience, persistence, and courage, but the rewards are immeasurable. The world is full of opportunities, but only the mind that is awake, aware, and willing to act can fully claim them. Opportunities will appear, but they will never announce themselves loudly. They will whisper, hide in challenges, and demand effort to be seen. The mind that is trained to recognize abundance will not miss them. Wealth begins in the mind long before it appears in bank accounts or material possessions. Awaken your mind, observe relentlessly, act consistently, and opportunities will not just appear, they will become your reality. The power to transform your life exists within your awareness, your focus, and your discipline. Every moment you dedicate to seeing what others overlook is a moment invested in creating your future. The mind that is awake to opportunity is a mind that attracts unlimited wealth naturally, inevitably, and persistently. This journey starts now. Start by observing, questioning, acting, and reflecting. Train your mind to see what is present but hidden. Every day, practice recognizing opportunities in small ways. Every challenge, conversation, or task can be a doorway if the mind is awake. The longer you dedicate yourself to this process, the sharper your perception becomes, and the more abundant your life will grow. Opportunity surrounds you, waiting for your mind to awaken and claim it. Chapter 2. Focus your thoughts on growth and positive outcomes daily. Your thoughts shape your reality and determine the direction of your life. Every single day, the mind is processing thousands of ideas, images, and beliefs, but very few of them are intentional. Most people drift through life reacting to external circumstances instead of directing their focus toward growth and positive outcomes. Focusing your thoughts is not merely a motivational concept, it is a disciplined practice that creates measurable changes in your life. The mind operates like a powerful engine, and what it runs on determines the results it produces. Feeding it negativity, doubt, or distraction will produce outcomes that reflect those patterns, while focusing consistently on growth, opportunity, and positive possibilities generates results aligned with your highest potential. To focus on growth, the first step is awareness of your current thought patterns. Most people are unaware of the constant chatter in their minds. Negative thoughts, self-doubt, and worry often dominate without conscious recognition. Start observing your inner dialogue throughout the day. Notice when your thoughts drift toward fear, criticism, or scarcity. Each time you identify a negative pattern, acknowledge it and intentionally shift your attention to a constructive, forward-moving thought. This is a skill that strengthens over time, and the more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. Next, deliberately set your mental priorities each morning. Begin the day with a clear intention to focus on growth. Decide what matters most to your personal development, wealth creation, or professional goals. Write these priorities down and review them regularly. When your thoughts are guided by a clear intention, it becomes easier to filter out distractions and maintain focus on what truly contributes to progress. The mind thrives on clarity, and defining your focus sets the stage for meaningful action. Positive outcomes are not wishful thinking. They are cultivated by consistently directing your mind toward constructive possibilities. When faced with challenges, choose to focus on solutions instead of dwelling on problems. Ask yourself what can be learned, how the situation can be turned into an advantage, and what steps you can take to move forward. This approach trains your mind to see opportunity instead of setback. Over time, your brain becomes conditioned to default to a proactive, solution-oriented perspective, making it easier to navigate obstacles and attract success. Visualization is a critical tool in directing thoughts toward growth. Take a few minutes daily to imagine yourself achieving your goals, solving problems, and succeeding in your endeavors. Picture the outcomes in detail, including how they look, feel, and even the steps you took to reach them. Visualization primes your mind to recognize opportunities that align with your goals and prepares you to act when those opportunities appear. The brain cannot easily distinguish between a vividly imagined success and reality, so consistent practice reinforces confidence, clarity, and determination. Language matters immensely in shaping your thoughts. The words you use internally and externally influence your perception and emotional state. Replace phrases that diminish your potential with affirmations and statements that reinforce growth. Say to yourself, "I am capable of improvement. I learn from every challenge. and I create opportunities daily. This practice rewires your mind, making it easier to focus on constructive thoughts and dismiss patterns of negativity. Your environment plays a significant role in what you focus on. Surround yourself with stimuli that promote growth and positivity. Limit exposure to constant negative news, pessimistic individuals, or situations that drain your energy. Instead, consume content that educates, inspires, and motivates you. Engage with people who embody the mindset and habits you want to develop. The mind absorbs patterns from its surroundings, and by curating a growth-focused environment, you create a fertile ground for productive thoughts. Daily routines reinforce the habit of focusing on positive outcomes. Begin each day with practices that orient your mind toward growth. This may include meditation, journaling, reading, or reviewing your goals. Each action signals to your subconscious mind that your focus is deliberate and that growth is your priority. Over time, these routines condition your brain to automatically notice opportunities, think creatively, and anticipate solutions, which naturally increases productivity and personal success. Reflection is a powerful way to reinforce constructive thinking. At the end of each day, review your decisions, thoughts, and actions. Identify moments where your mind drifted toward negativity or distraction and consider how you could redirect it in the future. Reflect on the moments where your focus produced positive outcomes, no matter how small. This process strengthens self-awareness and gradually trains your mind to default to growth-oriented thoughts. Gratitude is a transformative habit that enhances focus on positive outcomes. When you actively acknowledge the progress, resources, and opportunities already present in your life, your mind becomes attuned to abundance instead of lack. Each day, write down at least 3 things you are grateful for, particularly those that reflect your efforts, growth, or achievements. Gratitude shifts attention from what is missing to what is possible, creating a mindset that naturally attracts positive outcomes. Managing mental energy is essential for sustaining focus. Your ability to concentrate diminishes when your mind is fatigued, stressed, or overwhelmed. Prioritize rest, physical activity, and mindful breaks to recharge your cognitive resources. A mind that is clear, alert, and energized can maintain focus for longer periods and recognize opportunities more effectively. Mental discipline includes not only directing attention, but also knowing when to restore and replenish it. Action and thought must work together. Focusing on growth is meaningless without consistent application. Every time you identify a constructive thought, follow it with deliberate steps toward improvement. If you envision a better career, take one small step to develop a skill today. If you focus on improving relationships, act with kindness, clarity, and intentional communication. Thoughts create direction, but action solidifies outcomes. The mind that consistently aligns intention with action becomes a magnet for opportunities and success. Emotional regulation strengthens your ability to maintain focus on positive outcomes. Emotions can either sharpen or scatter attention. Cultivate awareness of emotional triggers and learn techniques to center yourself when stress, fear, or doubt arise. Techniques like controlled breathing, mindfulness, and deliberate reflection enable you to redirect thoughts toward constructive paths instead of reacting impulsively. Emotional mastery ensures that your mind remains aligned with growth even under pressure. Curiosity enhances mental focus. A mind that actively seeks knowledge, insights, and understanding is naturally oriented toward growth. Approach each day as an opportunity to learn something new, improve a skill, or gain a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. When curiosity drives thought, the mind remains engaged, creative, and open to new possibilities. This proactive engagement strengthens cognitive flexibility, allowing you to adapt and innovate more effectively. Accountability reinforces the habit of directing thoughts toward growth. Share your goals and progress with someone you trust, or create a system of personal tracking. Accountability encourages focus, reduces mental drift, and enhances motivation. When you know your thoughts and actions will be reviewed, the mind prioritizes constructive, goal-oriented thinking. This external structure supports internal discipline and accelerates personal development. Avoid mental clutter by regularly evaluating what thoughts, beliefs, and influences serve you. Negative or distracting ideas consume attention and limit your ability to focus on growth. Identify and discard these patterns consistently. Replacing them with empowering, goal-aligned thoughts frees mental space for creativity, problem-solving, and strategic planning. An uncluttered mind is more capable of producing consistent, positive outcomes. Repetition and consistency are essential for reinforcing a growth-oriented mindset. The mind learns through practice, and repeated attention to constructive thoughts strengthens neural pathways that support positive thinking. By consistently returning attention to growth, optimism, and possibility, your mind becomes naturally aligned with success. Daily practice is not optional, it is the engine that drives transformation. Patience and persistence are key. Shifting thought patterns takes time, and setbacks are part of the process. Expect challenges in maintaining focus, but remain committed to redirecting thoughts toward growth. Over time, persistent focus reshapes perception, decision-making, and outcomes. The mind that is patient yet relentless in attention eventually develops an automatic orientation toward opportunity, learning, and abundance. Celebrate small wins to reinforce positive thinking. Each time a thought or action leads to improvement, acknowledgement strengthens the habit. Recognizing progress, no matter the scale, trains the mind to value growth and encourages further constructive focus. Reinforcement through acknowledgement makes it easier to sustain attention on outcomes that matter. The practice of focusing on growth and positive outcomes daily transforms life from reactive to proactive. Each thought you choose to direct has the power to influence decisions, habits, relationships, and achievements. By taking control of your mental focus, you direct energy toward what builds wealth, knowledge, and personal fulfillment. Over time, consistent attention to growth becomes an automatic habit that shapes every aspect of your life, attracting opportunities, success, and abundance naturally. Every day presents a choice. Allow the mind to drift in negativity, distraction, and doubt, or train it to focus on what can be improved, achieved, and created. Growth is not an abstract idea. It is a measurable outcome of deliberate, disciplined, and sustained attention. By consistently practicing these strategies, awareness, intention, visualization, gratitude, emotional regulation, curiosity, action, accountability, mental clarity, and reinforcement, you cultivate a mind that instinctively aligns with positive outcomes. The power to shape your life begins in your thoughts. Focus them deliberately, direct them purposefully, and reinforce them consistently. Every thought, when applied consciously, builds the foundation for wealth, opportunity, and personal excellence. This is not luck, it is mastery of the mind. Each day dedicated to focusing on growth and positive outcomes strengthens your ability to attract what you desire, handle challenges with confidence, and transform possibilities into reality. Your mind is your greatest asset, and when it is trained to concentrate on growth, the results are unlimited. Chapter 30. Visualize success clearly and believe it is already yours. Success begins in the mind long before it appears in reality. Every achievement, every breakthrough, and every opportunity starts as a vision within your consciousness. The ability to clearly visualize success and fully believe in it is not a mystical concept. It is a disciplined mental practice that rewires the brain to recognize possibilities and take decisive action. Visualization aligns your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with your goals, creating a mental roadmap that guides your daily choices. A mind trained in this way becomes a magnet for opportunity, attracting the resources, insights, and people necessary to turn your vision into tangible results. The first step in visualizing success is clarity. You cannot achieve what you cannot clearly see. Define your goals in precise terms. Know exactly what financial, personal, and professional outcomes you are aiming for. Vague desires produce vague results. Create a detailed mental picture of your success, including what it looks like, how it feels, and the specific steps you took to achieve it. Imagine your ideal life as if it already exists. This level of specificity activates the subconscious mind, training it to notice opportunities aligned with your vision. Belief is the second pillar. Visualization without genuine belief is empty. You must cultivate an unshakable conviction that the success you imagine is possible and already beginning to manifest. Doubt sabotages the mind and attracts hesitation, procrastination, and missed chances. Replace uncertainty with certainty through affirmations, reflection, and consistent practice. Speak to yourself with confidence, internalize the reality of your vision, and act as if your desired outcome is inevitable. The mind responds to belief with creative solutions, perseverance, and focus. Visualization is most effective when combined with emotional engagement. Feel the emotions associated with achieving your success as vividly as you can. Experience the pride, confidence, freedom, and satisfaction that your accomplishment brings. Emotions are powerful motivators that drive action and reinforce belief. The brain encodes these emotional experiences, making the imagined success feel real and attainable. The stronger the emotional connection, the more compelling and actionable your vision becomes. Consistency is key. Daily visualization strengthens neural pathways in the brain, creating habits of thought that align with success. Set aside time each day to immerse yourself in your vision. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and allow yourself to live fully within the reality you are creating. Each session builds clarity, conviction, and momentum. Over time, your subconscious mind begins to work tirelessly to bring your vision into the external world, recognizing patterns, opportunities, and strategies that support your goals. Action must accompany visualization. Imagining success alone is not enough. Every insight, idea, or inspiration that emerges from your visualization should prompt deliberate steps toward your goals. These actions, no matter how small, signal commitment and create a bridge between thought and reality. The mind trained to see success already takes practical measures to manifest it. Repetition and discipline turn abstract visions into concrete accomplishments. Environmental reinforcement enhances your ability to visualize effectively. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals and inspirations. Create vision boards, write down objectives, and place visual cues in spaces you frequently occupy. Engage with content and people that embody the level of success you aspire to achieve. Your environment continuously feeds your imagination, belief, and motivation, strengthening the connection between your mind and your desired outcome. Overcoming internal resistance is critical. The mind will often resist new beliefs, particularly if they conflict with long-held doubts or fears. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment, then consciously redirect attention to your vision. Repetition, affirmation, and emotional engagement gradually overwrite skepticism with confidence. Persistence in this practice strengthens mental resilience and sharpens the ability to see opportunity and act decisively. Mental rehearsal is a practical technique that solidifies visualization. Imagine the specific steps you will take to achieve your goals and play them out in your mind repeatedly. Practice conversations, decision-making, problem-solving, and skill application as if you are already operating at the level of success you desire. This preparation reduces uncertainty, increases competence, and conditions your mind to respond effectively when real-world opportunities arise. Mental rehearsal is the bridge between imagination and execution, making the path to success clearer and more attainable. Gratitude amplifies the power of visualization. Acknowledge the progress you have made and the resources available to you now. Gratitude shifts focus from what is missing to what is present, creating a fertile mental environment for growth. When combined with visualization, gratitude strengthens belief, enhances emotional engagement, and attracts opportunities aligned with your goals. A mind rooted in appreciation is naturally oriented toward abundance and success. Clarity of purpose anchors your visualizations. Understand not just what you want, but why you want it. Purpose fuels persistence, provides motivation during challenges, and ensures your actions are aligned with meaningful outcomes. When your mind is clear about your intentions, visualization becomes more directed, precise, and effective. Every decision and action begins to support the vision you hold. Focus is necessary to maintain the integrity of your visualizations. Limit distractions and dedicate uninterrupted time to immerse yourself fully in your imagined success. Each moment of concentrated attention reinforces neural pathways, strengthening the mental image and increasing its influence over your behaviors and choices. Focused visualization creates momentum that carries through every aspect of your daily life, aligning thoughts, decisions, and actions with your objectives. Adapting visualization to changing circumstances ensures relevance. As you progress, refine your vision to reflect evolving knowledge, opportunities, and priorities. An adaptable visualization practice prevents stagnation and keeps your mind aligned with realistic, achievable goals. Flexibility within the clarity of your vision allows for strategic adjustments, maintaining motivation while guiding persistent effort. Visualization also improves problem solving. By imagining your desired outcomes, you naturally consider strategies and solutions necessary to reach them. Your mind begins to anticipate challenges, identify opportunities, and develop contingency plans. This proactive thinking reduces uncertainty and increases confidence in decision-making. A mind trained in clear visualization becomes agile, resourceful, and resilient in the face of obstacles. Integration with daily habits reinforces the practice. Combine visualization with journaling, meditation, or goal tracking to strengthen mental clarity and commitment. Reflect on achievements, obstacles, and emerging opportunities. Consistent integration ensures visualization is not a passive exercise, but an active force shaping your behaviors, decisions, and reality. Mentorship and exposure enhance the quality of your visualizations. Learn from those who have achieved similar success. Observe, study, and internalize strategies that have proven effective. Mentorship provides reference points, inspiration, and practical insight, making visualization more grounded, realistic, and actionable. The mind incorporates these lessons, refining your mental image and guiding smarter, more confident action. Self-discipline supports the translation of visualization into reality. The mind may recognize opportunity, but requires consistent effort to manifest results. Cultivate routines, track progress, and hold yourself accountable. Discipline ensures that mental rehearsal, visualization, and belief consistently translate into tangible actions that produce measurable outcomes. Overcoming fear is essential for effective visualization. Fear clouds clarity, undermines belief, and restricts action. Address fear directly through acknowledgement, reframing, and deliberate exposure. The more comfortable you become with uncertainty, risk, and challenge, the more accurately your mind can envision success without being distorted by hesitation or doubt. Courage is a necessary companion to clear visualization. Positive self-talk reinforces belief and commitment. Speak to yourself in ways that reflect confidence, capability, and inevitable success. Replace doubts with affirmations of progress, skill, and potential. The language you use internally strengthens the mental pathways associated with success and maintains alignment between your vision and your actions. Consistency over time creates compounding results. Daily visualization, belief, and aligned action gradually reshape perception, skills, and opportunities. Small, repeated mental exercises accumulate into a powerful capacity to recognize, attract, and act upon circumstances that support your goals. The longer you practice, the more automatic the process becomes, and success begins to manifest with greater speed and certainty. Visualizing success is ultimately about ownership. You take control of your mental landscape, directing attention, emotion, and action toward meaningful outcomes. By consistently seeing and believing your success, you eliminate indecision, clarify priorities, and cultivate resilience. The mind trained in this way becomes a powerful engine for creating reality. Every thought, image, and feeling is aligned with the future you are building. The practice of visualizing success transforms perception into action, potential into reality, and belief into achievement. It requires clarity, emotional engagement, consistency, reflection, and disciplined action. Each day spent cultivating this mental skill strengthens confidence, sharpens focus, and attracts the people, opportunities, and resources that will allow your vision to materialize. Your mind is not passive, it is the architect of your future. Train it to see success clearly, believe it completely, and act in alignment with your vision. By doing so, you turn abstract aspirations into concrete reality, ensuring that every choice, every effort, and every thought moves you closer to the life you have imagined. The moment you internalize this practice, Success is no longer a distant dream, it becomes a living, tangible part of your daily experience. Chapter 4a. Commit fully to taking action on every opportunity consistently. Action is the engine that transforms vision into reality and dreams into tangible results. Opportunities exist all around, but they only create value when met with decisive and consistent effort. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant lies not in talent, resources, or luck, but in the willingness to act relentlessly. Commitment to action is not sporadic or half-hearted. It is a daily practice, a discipline that turns intention into measurable progress. Each opportunity presents a choice to hesitate and let it pass, or to move forward decisively and extract value. Understanding this truth is the foundation for building lasting wealth, influence, and personal growth. The first step to committing fully is clarity of purpose. You must know why you are taking action and what your ultimate goal is. Without a clearly defined objective, effort becomes scattered, energy dissipates, and opportunities slip through unnoticed. Take time to articulate exactly what success looks like for you, including specific outcomes and timelines. When purpose is clear, every action, no matter how small, contributes meaningfully to your larger objective. Purpose is the compass that directs your energy and keeps action aligned with growth. Consistency is the backbone of commitment. Occasional bursts of effort rarely produce lasting results. Wealth, skill, and influence are accumulated through repeated, deliberate actions over time. Create routines that embed action into your daily life. Break large goals into manageable steps and tackle them systematically. Momentum is built through repetition, and each completed step reinforces belief, competence, and the ability to act confidently on the next opportunity. Procrastination is the greatest enemy of action. The mind naturally seeks comfort and avoidance, but delaying effort is the fastest path to stagnation. Recognize hesitation as a signal to act, not a permission to pause. Small actions taken immediately often yield greater results than elaborate plans executed later. Develop a bias toward action, where even imperfect steps are valued more than flawless inaction. The habit of acting promptly trains your mind to see opportunity as urgent and valuable. Discipline reinforces commitment. Action without discipline is random and unreliable. Establish structures that support consistent effort, including schedules, accountability systems, and progress tracking. Discipline ensures that even when motivation wanes, action continues. Motivation fluctuates daily, but a disciplined approach guarantees that effort does not depend on temporary feelings. Over time, consistent discipline strengthens resilience, sharpens decision-making, and reinforces the mindset necessary to seize every opportunity. Recognize that fear and uncertainty are natural companions of action. Every meaningful opportunity carries a degree of risk, but hesitation allows potential to slip away. Courage is developed through repeated action despite fear. Start with small risks to build confidence, then progressively tackle greater challenges. The more consistently you act in the face of uncertainty, the more your mind adapts to see obstacles as manageable and opportunities as accessible. Action breeds confidence, and confidence fuels further action. Prioritize actions that have the highest impact. Not all opportunities hold equal value. Learn to evaluate which actions will produce the most significant results relative to effort. Focus on steps that advance your core objectives and create measurable progress. Efficient action maximizes results, minimizes wasted energy, and reinforces belief in your ability to achieve meaningful outcomes. Each day, consciously choose actions that align with your long-term vision and discard those that do not contribute value. Reflection enhances the effectiveness of action. At the end of each day, review what was accomplished, what was missed, and what can be improved. Reflection does not imply hesitation. It strengthens learning and informs smarter future actions. By consistently analyzing results, the mind becomes attuned to recognizing opportunities, avoiding repeated mistakes, and taking more strategic, impactful steps. Action paired with reflection is the formula for accelerated growth. The habit of following through is non-negotiable. Many opportunities fail not because they are flawed, but because commitment wavers. Train yourself to complete every action you start, no matter how small or challenging. Completing tasks reinforces reliability, builds confidence, and creates a compounding effect that strengthens the mind's capacity to act decisively. Following through transforms potential into achievement and signals to the universe that you are prepared to receive the results of your efforts. Energy management amplifies action. Sustained commitment requires physical, mental, and emotional resources. Prioritize rest, nutrition, exercise, and stress management to maintain high levels of energy. A fatigued mind and body cannot execute effectively, no matter how motivated. Strategic management of energy ensures that your actions are focused, deliberate, and productive, enabling you to consistently seize opportunities without burnout. Leverage momentum whenever possible. Action produces motion, and motion attracts further opportunities. Identify small wins and use them to fuel larger efforts. Completing one step creates confidence and reinforces the habit of acting. Each subsequent action becomes easier, faster, and more effective because the mind associates effort with achievement. Momentum is a natural amplifier of commitment. The more consistently you act, the more opportunities and resources align to support continued progress. Learning from action is critical. Each attempt, whether it succeeds or fails, contains valuable information. Analyze results objectively and integrate lessons into future efforts. This approach prevents repetition of mistakes and transforms challenges into stepping stones. The mind that commits fully to action views feedback as guidance rather than criticism, converting every experience into practical insight. Knowledge gained from action is more reliable and actionable than knowledge gained passively or theoretically. Collaboration magnifies the power of committed action. Aligning with others who share goals, skills, or resources allows for faster, more effective execution. Seek partnerships that provide complementary strengths and actively contribute to shared outcomes. Acting in coordination with capable individuals multiplies impact, reduces unnecessary effort, and exposes you to opportunities that would be unavailable alone. Commitment to action is amplified when shared with those who are equally dedicated. Avoid perfectionism. Waiting for ideal circumstances or flawless preparation often prevents meaningful action. Accept that progress is built on iterative steps rather than perfect execution. Launching efforts imperfectly and adjusting along the way is far more productive than inaction disguised as preparation. The commitment to act consistently is strengthened when you embrace progress over perfection and understand that refinement occurs in real time. Focus on what is within your control. External conditions, opinions, and outcomes cannot always be dictated, but your effort and commitment are entirely under your influence. Prioritizing actions that you can control prevents wasted energy and maintains forward momentum. The mind trained to act consistently directs energy toward productive efforts rather than reacting to uncontrollable variables, ensuring continual progress toward goals. Visualization strengthens action. Imagine yourself completing tasks, overcoming challenges, and achieving results before starting. This mental rehearsal prepares your mind for execution, reduces hesitation, and increases confidence. Seeing yourself succeed mentally primes your behaviors and responses, making actual action smoother, faster, and more effective. The combination of clear visualization and decisive execution creates a feedback loop that accelerates success. Persistence is a natural outcome of committed action. The more consistently you engage with opportunities, the more resilient you become. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable gradually appear manageable because your mind is trained to respond with effort and strategy. Persistence emerges from the habit of acting daily, even in the face of adversity, and it is a key differentiator between temporary progress and lasting achievement. Accountability strengthens follow-through. Share goals with trusted peers, mentors, or coaches and report progress regularly. Accountability reinforces consistency, motivates action, and reduces the likelihood of procrastination. When others are aware of your commitments, your mind prioritizes effort, ensures attention to detail, and strengthens the habit of acting decisively and consistently over time. Every action taken builds momentum for the next. Consistent effort compounds, creating opportunities that did not exist before. One small decision can trigger a chain of events leading to exponential growth. Recognizing the interconnectedness of actions reinforces the importance of commitment. The habit of acting consistently ensures that every day produces results, lessons, or openings that propel you closer to your goals. Commitment to action transforms potential energy into tangible results, shaping the trajectory of your life. Success is not a product of intention alone. It is the outcome of relentless execution guided by clarity, discipline, and strategic focus. Each opportunity seized, each step completed, and each challenge faced becomes a building block toward the life you desire. Over time, the compounding effect of consistent action creates momentum that elevates every aspect of your personal, professional, and financial growth. Your life evolves in proportion to your willingness to act consistently. Opportunities are meaningless without engagement. Vision without effort remains an illusion. Committing fully to action ensures that every insight, connection, and chance is converted into progress. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality, between possibility and achievement, and between intention and measurable success. Mastering this principle positions you to thrive in a world filled with potential, influence, and abundance. Chapter 5. Eliminate limiting beliefs that block your financial potential completely. Every limitation in life begins in the mind long before it appears in reality. The invisible beliefs you hold about yourself, money, and success determine the boundaries of what you think is possible. If your thoughts are rooted in scarcity, doubt, or fear, no amount of effort will produce lasting financial freedom. The truth is that wealth starts with inner freedom, the freedom to believe that you deserve abundance, that you are capable of creating it, and that nothing outside of you can stop what you decide to build within. Eliminating limiting beliefs is not just about changing your thoughts, it's about transforming your entire identity into one that naturally attracts growth, opportunity, and prosperity. To break free from limitation, you must first recognize that beliefs are not facts. They are learned ideas that have been repeated so often they appear true. Many people inherit beliefs about money from family, culture, or early experiences, and these mental programs quietly dictate behavior for decades. Perhaps you were told that money is hard to earn, that rich people are selfish, or that you should be satisfied with little. These statements may seem harmless, but they shape your subconscious identity and define how much success you allow yourself to experience. The first step toward freedom is awareness, seeing these beliefs clearly and acknowledging their power over your life. Examine the language you use when talking about money. The words, "I can't afford it," "I'm not good with money," or "I'll never be rich," are not just expressions, they are declarations that reinforce limitation. Every time you speak them, you strengthen the mental walls keeping you trapped. Replace these phrases with empowering alternatives like, "I am learning how to manage wealth," "I am open to receiving abundance," and "I am capable of financial mastery." Words are commands to the subconscious mind. When repeated with conviction, they reshape how you think, feel, and act. Awareness must be followed by analysis. Ask yourself where your beliefs originated. Were they formed through personal experience or inherited through observation? Understanding the source of your limiting beliefs weakens their control. When you realize that most of your financial assumptions came from others, parents, teachers, media, or friends, you begin to see that they were never truly yours. You can choose to accept or reject them. Awareness gives you the authority to rewrite your mental blueprint. Once you identify a limiting belief, challenge it directly. For every thought that says, "I can't," ask, "Is that objectively true?" Look for evidence that disproves the belief. Often, you'll find none. You may discover countless examples of people from similar backgrounds achieving extraordinary financial success. This realization proves that your limitation is not external, it's internal and optional. The act of questioning weakens the emotional grip of old beliefs and opens space for new, empowering ones to take root. Visualization is a powerful technique for replacing limiting beliefs. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living in financial freedom. Feel what it's like to have stability, confidence, and control over your life. See yourself managing wealth responsibly, investing wisely, and helping others through your abundance. The mind cannot distinguish between imagination and reality when emotions are strong. Each time you visualize vividly, you teach your subconscious to accept a new identity, one that aligns with success instead of limitation. Consistency is crucial when reprogramming the mind. Limiting beliefs were formed through repetition, and they must be replaced the same way. Daily affirmations, visualization, and self-reflection are not just motivational exercises, they are neurological training. Each repetition strengthens new thought patterns while weakening the old ones. Over time, these new beliefs become automatic, shaping your perception, decisions, and behaviors around growth and wealth instead of lack and fear. Action reinforces new beliefs. Every time you take a step toward financial improvement, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that abundance is possible. Open a savings account, start a side project, invest in your education, or track your expenses. Each action becomes evidence that supports your new mindset. Belief without action is fragile, but action anchored in belief becomes unstoppable momentum. The more you act in alignment with abundance, the faster your mind adapts to see yourself as a capable, successful individual. Forgiveness plays a vital role in releasing limitation. Many people carry guilt, shame, or resentment about money, past mistakes, debts, or missed opportunities. These emotions keep the mind anchored to scarcity. Let go of the belief that financial struggle defines your worth. Everyone has made poor choices at some point. What matters is what you do next. Forgive yourself fully and replace judgment with learning. The energy you release through forgiveness creates space for clarity, creativity, and opportunity to enter your life. Your environment shapes your beliefs as powerfully as your thoughts. Surround yourself with people who think abundantly, act decisively, and inspire you to grow. Distance yourself from those who reinforce scarcity through negativity or fear. Read books, listen to mentors, and immerse yourself in stories of transformation. The mind absorbs the frequency of what it consistently encounters. By aligning yourself with abundance-minded individuals, you accelerate your own shift toward limitless thinking. To eliminate limiting beliefs completely, confront fear head-on. Fear disguises itself as caution, logic, or practicality, but at its core, it is a mental projection of what might go wrong. Identify what fears are holding you back from pursuing financial growth. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of loss are illusions that prevent progress. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Each time you take action in the face of fear, you dissolve a layer of limitation and strengthen your belief in your own capacity. Journaling is an effective way to uncover hidden beliefs. Write openly about your relationship with money, how you earn, spend, and feel about it. Be honest with yourself. As patterns emerge, you will see which beliefs serve you and which ones hold you back. Transform limiting statements into empowering affirmations and review them daily. The act of writing engages both the conscious and subconscious mind, reinforcing new neural connections that support abundance. Focus on progress, not perfection. Eliminating limiting beliefs is an ongoing process. Some beliefs will fade quickly, others will reappear under stress. Treat setbacks as reminders of your growth, not as failures. Each time you recognize an old thought pattern and consciously redirect it, you strengthen your awareness and reclaim control over your mindset. Over time, the frequency and intensity of limiting beliefs decrease, and abundance becomes your natural state of thinking. Gratitude accelerates transformation. When you appreciate what you already have, your focus shifts from scarcity to sufficiency. Gratitude expands perception and reveals opportunities hidden in plain sight. Start and end each day by acknowledging what is working in your life. Gratitude not only elevates your mood, but also rewires your brain to expect positive outcomes. This mental shift makes it easier to eliminate thoughts rooted in lack and replace them with those grounded in abundance. Financial education is another essential tool for breaking limitations. Ignorance breeds fear, and fear sustains limiting beliefs. Learn about money management, investing, and entrepreneurship. Knowledge dissolves uncertainty and builds confidence. As your understanding of financial systems grows, the beliefs that once seemed powerful lose their grip. Education transforms fear into strategy and confusion into clarity, empowering you to make informed, confident decisions. Self-discipline reinforces belief in your capacity. When you keep promises to yourself, even small ones, you prove that you can be trusted with greater responsibilities. Whether it's saving consistently, tracking expenses, or completing tasks, each act of discipline strengthens your self-image as someone capable of success. The mind that sees itself as dependable naturally attracts opportunities requiring greater trust and responsibility, which are foundations of wealth creation. Patience is a silent force in eliminating limitation. Old beliefs cannot be erased overnight. They fade gradually through persistence. Trust the process and measure progress by growth in awareness, not just external results. Each time you recognize a limiting thought and replace it, you move closer to freedom. The transformation of mindset is the most valuable investment you can make because it determines every future result. Surround yourself with evidence of possibility. Study people who started with less and built great success. Observe how they think, what habits they maintain, and how they handle adversity. Their stories prove that limitation is not permanent. When your mind internalizes examples of success, it begins to adopt similar patterns of thought and behavior. Inspiration becomes instruction, guiding you to create your own version of abundance. Finally, anchor your new beliefs with gratitude and confidence each day. Speak your vision out loud, act decisively, and remind yourself that you are capable of creating wealth through focus, courage, and consistency. The world does not limit your potential, only your beliefs do. When you remove these barriers, opportunities multiply naturally. Every time you replace doubt with certainty, fear with confidence, and limitation with action, you elevate your financial potential to new heights. Eliminating limiting beliefs is not just about money, it is about freedom, identity, and the power to create. The moment you choose to rewrite your mental blueprint, your external reality begins to shift. You attract better opportunities, make smarter choices, and operate with greater confidence. Wealth becomes an extension of your mindset rather than a distant goal. The process requires awareness, courage, and persistence, but the reward is liberation, the ability to live life without invisible barriers. Your financial potential is limitless, but it depends entirely on your willingness to release the beliefs that confine it. You were not born to live small or settle for less than your capacity. The mind that believes in possibility, acts with courage, and remains open to growth becomes unstoppable. When you finally eliminate the thoughts that whisper, "Not enough," you uncover the truth. Abundance has always been within you, waiting for permission to flow freely. Chapter 6. Develop gratitude for everything you have and will gain. Gratitude is the bridge between where you are and everything you wish to become. It is the silent power that transforms ordinary moments into experiences of abundance and shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already working in your favor. The world responds not only to your actions, but also to your attitude, and gratitude creates a magnetic force that draws more of what you appreciate into your life. Every great transformation begins with a change in perspective, and gratitude is the most powerful perspective shift you can make. It rewires your mind to recognize opportunity, nurtures emotional stability, and cultivates a sense of peace that no external circumstance can take away. To develop genuine gratitude, begin by acknowledging that everything you have right now was once something you hoped for. The job, the skills, the relationships, the simple ability to breathe and think and choose your next step, all of these are gifts that many take for granted. Gratitude starts when you realize that abundance already exists in your life. By training your mind to notice blessings instead of problems, you redirect your attention toward growth. The mind that focuses on what it already has automatically becomes more creative, optimistic, and resourceful in pursuing what it desires next. Gratitude is not denial of struggle. It is the discipline of finding value within it. Every challenge you face teaches you something necessary for your evolution. When you express gratitude for lessons instead of resenting difficulties, you gain strength instead of stress. A grateful person does not escape pain, they use it as a teacher. Gratitude transforms adversity into wisdom, obstacles into opportunities, and setbacks into the foundation for future success. The more you practice it, the faster your mind shifts from complaint to empowerment. Start your day by consciously acknowledging what is already good. As soon as you wake up, think of 3 things you appreciate about your life. It might be as simple as the comfort of your bed, the air you breathe, or the chance to start again. This practice sets your mental tone for the day and tunes your perception toward positivity. When you begin your morning with gratitude, your mind becomes resilient to negativity and your heart opens to opportunity. Over time, this daily habit changes how you interpret the world. You stop waiting for happiness and start creating it. Gratitude grows stronger through expression. Write down your appreciation instead of keeping it silent. Create a daily or weekly gratitude journal and fill it with details about people, experiences, and progress that make your life meaningful. The act of writing transforms vague feelings into tangible awareness. It allows you to review and relive moments of joy, reinforcing the mental habit of appreciation. Written gratitude serves as proof that abundance has always been present, even in times of difficulty. Whenever doubt creeps in, reading past entries reminds you how much you've already overcome and achieved. Extend gratitude beyond yourself. Express appreciation to the people who contribute to your life in big and small ways. Thank mentors, friends, family, and even strangers who bring value or kindness into your days. This practice not only strengthens relationships, but also raises your emotional vibration. People feel drawn to those who express genuine gratitude because it radiates warmth, confidence, and respect. The more appreciation you share, the more positive energy you receive in return. Gratitude builds connections that open doors to new opportunities, collaborations, and experiences. To develop gratitude for what you will gain, train your mind to feel thankful for the future before it arrives. This may feel unnatural at first, but it is one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can practice. When you give thanks for goals not yet achieved as though they already exist, you align your subconscious with belief and expectation. Your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors begin to operate as if success is inevitable. This future-focused gratitude dissolves fear and doubt because it places you mentally in a state of accomplishment. The mind that already feels abundant attracts circumstances that match its state. Be mindful of your language, for it reveals your level of gratitude. Complaining, criticizing, or comparing yourself to others blocks appreciation. Replace complaints with acknowledgement, replace envy with admiration, and replace self-criticism with self-respect. Every word you speak either expands or contracts your awareness of abundance. Practice speaking in a way that honors what is working rather than what is lacking. Over time, your vocabulary becomes a reflection of a grateful and empowered mindset that constantly generates new growth. Gratitude and presence are inseparable. The more you live in the present moment, the easier it becomes to notice blessings. Worry about the future or regret about the past clouds perception and hides the good that already exists. Train your awareness to focus on now, on this breath, this opportunity, this interaction. Gratitude thrives in presence because it allows you to fully experience the richness of each moment without distraction. The more present you are, the deeper your appreciation becomes for even the simplest aspects of life. Gratitude also strengthens your resilience. Life will test you with loss, failure, and uncertainty, but a grateful heart remains unshaken. When you can find gratitude even in pain, you transform suffering into purpose. You realize that every experience, no matter how uncomfortable, contributes to your growth. This mindset doesn't eliminate hardship, it gives it meaning. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn or gain from this?" That question instantly changes victimhood into empowerment. Financial gratitude is a crucial component of wealth attraction. Many people unconsciously repel abundance by resenting their current financial situation. They focus on what they lack rather than appreciating what they already have. This scarcity mindset signals to the brain that resources are insufficient, creating stress and blocking creativity. The antidote is gratitude for every dollar, opportunity, and skill you possess. Be thankful for your income, no matter how modest. Appreciate the ability to earn, learn, and improve. The moment you express gratitude for your finances, you shift from deficiency to sufficiency, which opens the door for expansion. Gratitude also enhances decision-making. When you approach choices with appreciation rather than fear, you think clearly, act confidently, and attract better outcomes. A grateful mind is not impulsive. It operates from stability and trust. You become less reactive and more intentional, understanding that each decision contributes to your long-term growth. This mindset prevents self-sabotage and fosters calm, balanced, and focused progress. Use gratitude to dissolve stress and anxiety. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, pause and identify 3 things that are working in your favor. This simple shift grounds you in stability and reminds you that challenges coexist with blessings. Gratitude breaks the spiral of worry by redirecting energy toward solutions instead of problems. The body relaxes, the mind clears, and clarity returns. This physiological response proves that gratitude is not just emotional, it's biochemical, activating calm and creativity. Gratitude deepens self-worth. When you learn to appreciate your own efforts, growth, and potential, you stop seeking validation from external sources. You recognize that you are already enough, and that your value is intrinsic, not conditional. This inner confidence fuels motivation and protects your energy from doubt. Gratitude is not arrogance, it is respect for your journey. It allows you to celebrate progress without needing perfection, turning every step into a victory worth acknowledging. Developing gratitude is also about perspective. When you encounter people with less access to resources or opportunities, let their experiences remind you of your privileges and possibilities. Not as guilt, but as appreciation for what you can do with what you have. Gratitude rooted in awareness of contrast keeps you humble, grounded, and compassionate. It strengthens empathy and motivates you to use your blessings to uplift others, creating a cycle of giving and receiving that multiplies abundance. To maintain gratitude, create rituals that reinforce it. Start and end your day with thankfulness, not by chance but by choice. Reflect on achievements, acknowledge lessons, and give thanks for both. During challenges, deliberately pause to find at least one positive aspect in every situation. Over time, gratitude becomes instinctive, your natural response to life's unfolding events. This mental conditioning ensures that no circumstance can pull you entirely into negativity because your mind automatically searches for reasons to appreciate. Gratitude also prepares you for greater success. When you are genuinely thankful for small opportunities, you prove that you can handle larger ones responsibly. The universe, or life itself, tends to expand what you value. If you neglect what you have, you lose momentum, but when you appreciate it, you multiply it. Gratitude builds trust between you and the process of growth, creating a flow of opportunities that match your awareness of abundance. The true measure of wealth is not how much you possess, but how much you appreciate. A wealthy mindset sees every experience as valuable, every relationship as meaningful, and every lesson as an investment. Gratitude transforms life from a struggle for more into a journey of expansion. It teaches you to live fully now, while still moving toward greater goals with peace and optimism. As you develop gratitude for everything you have and will gain, your energy shifts from need to creation. You stop chasing fulfillment and start attracting it naturally. Each day becomes a new opportunity to recognize how much life is already giving you and how much more is waiting once you're ready to receive it. Gratitude is not the end of ambition. It is the foundation of unstoppable progress. The more you appreciate what exists, the more capable you become of creating what's next. Your growth begins with awareness, but it expands through appreciation. Look around your life right now. Every resource, lesson, and experience is proof that you are already supported. Let gratitude fill you until it becomes your default state, your strength in uncertainty, and your source of calm in chaos. With a grateful heart, wealth stops being something you pursue and becomes something that flows through you. When gratitude guides your mind, abundance will always follow. Chapter 70. Strengthen discipline to follow through on your wealth goals. Discipline is the force that turns goals into achievements and intentions into tangible results. It is the foundation of every form of success, especially when it comes to building wealth. Without discipline, ambition fades, plans crumble, and opportunities slip away. The people who achieve financial freedom are not necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They are the ones who stay consistent when others give up. Discipline is not about restriction, it is about alignment. It means aligning your actions with your goals every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter what distractions appear, and no matter how slow the progress seems. The journey to wealth is not a straight line. It demands endurance, focus, and patience. Every step you take toward your financial goals requires the ability to delay gratification and stay committed to the long game. Discipline teaches you to make choices that serve your future instead of indulging in momentary comfort. It means saving when it's easier to spend, learning when it's tempting to relax, and executing plans when motivation is nowhere to be found. Discipline becomes the silent strength that separates wishful thinkers from achievers who consistently create results. To strengthen discipline, you must first redefine how you see it. Many people view discipline as punishment or self-denial, but true discipline is self-respect. It is the recognition that your goals deserve your full commitment. When you act with discipline, you honor your potential. You show yourself that your word means something. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you strengthen trust in your own capability. Self-trust is the root of consistency, and consistency is the seed of wealth. Start by creating clear, measurable, and realistic financial goals. Vague desires such as, "I want to be rich" or "I want more money" do not engage the mind with precision. Define specific outcomes, how much you want to earn, save, or invest, and within what time frame. Discipline thrives in clarity. When your goals are concrete, your mind can create systems, habits, and actions that move directly toward them. Each completed step reinforces discipline, while ambiguity drains focus and motivation. Routines are the structure that discipline relies on. Build daily rituals that keep you aligned with your wealth goals. Schedule time for financial planning, learning, and focused work. Treat these moments as non-negotiable appointments with your future. Consistency turns effort into identity. When your actions become routine, they stop depending on emotion or motivation. They become part of who you are. Over time, discipline transforms from something you have to do into something you naturally live by. Eliminate distractions that pull your attention away from what matters. Discipline is not only about doing the right things, but also about avoiding the wrong ones. Identify habits, environments, and relationships that drain your focus or encourage procrastination. Replace them with conditions that support productivity and growth. A disciplined person protects their time as if it were their most valuable resource, because it is. Every hour spent mindlessly scrolling, overthinking, or hesitating is an hour stolen from your goals. Embrace discomfort as part of the process. Growth and discipline both thrive in challenging conditions. When you push beyond convenience, you build the resilience required for success. Instead of avoiding difficulty, welcome it as training for your mind. Each moment of resistance is an opportunity to practice mastery over impulse. The ability to act despite discomfort is what builds the strength to persist when others quit. Discipline grows when you learn to see hard work not as suffering, but as progress. Accountability enhances discipline. It is easier to drift from commitments when no one is watching. Find ways to track and measure your actions. Write down daily goals, review your finances weekly, and celebrate milestones monthly. If possible, share your objectives with a mentor or trusted partner who will challenge you to stay consistent. Accountability transforms intention into obligation, and obligation fuels follow through. When you know you will review your progress, you push harder, think clearer, and maintain momentum. Mindset management is vital for sustained discipline. Your inner dialogue determines how long you stay committed under pressure. Replace thoughts like, "I can't do this," or "this is too hard," with empowering statements such as, "I can figure this out," and "I am capable of persistence." The mind follows the language it hears most often. By consciously speaking strength into your thoughts, you reprogram your attitude toward effort. A disciplined mindset is built on the belief that consistency always produces reward, even when results are not yet visible. Discipline also means protecting your environment from temptation. Avoid impulsive decisions that sabotage progress. Whether it's overspending, skipping commitments, or chasing instant rewards, recognize that every small compromise weakens the foundation of your goals. Build systems that make discipline easier. Automate savings, plan meals, schedule study hours, and set reminders for important tasks. When the structure supports your intentions, discipline becomes a natural rhythm instead of a daily struggle. Learn to manage your energy. Discipline requires mental and physical endurance. Sleep well, eat properly, and exercise regularly to maintain focus and stamina. A tired or depleted mind cannot sustain consistency. The goal is not to push yourself to exhaustion, but to balance intensity with recovery. The stronger your body and mind, the easier it becomes to stay disciplined through long-term challenges. Emotional control is another form of discipline. Many people abandon their goals when they feel frustrated, bored, or discouraged. Learn to act independently of mood. Success requires effort on days when excitement is low and motivation is gone. Emotional discipline means acknowledging how you feel but still following through with your responsibilities. When your actions stop depending on emotion, you reach a level of reliability that guarantees progress. Delayed gratification is a key principle of wealth creation. The ability to resist short-term pleasures for long-term rewards is the defining characteristic of disciplined individuals. Whether it's choosing to invest instead of spending or dedicating weekends to learning instead of entertainment, every decision compounds over time. Each time you delay gratification, you reinforce control over your impulses and strengthen your financial future. Track your progress consistently. Discipline thrives on feedback. Regularly reviewing your achievements helps you stay motivated and identify areas for improvement. Break large goals into small, achievable milestones and celebrate each victory. Recognition of progress provides psychological reinforcement that strengthens commitment. It reminds you that effort produces results, even if they appear gradually. This positive reinforcement builds momentum and keeps you moving forward. Cultivate patience. Discipline and patience are inseparable. Wealth does not grow overnight, and success rarely arrives on schedule. The disciplined mind understands that consistency always outperforms speed. Impatience leads to impulsive decisions, while patience sustains deliberate progress. Each day you stay committed strengthens the habits that ensure your long-term success. True patience is not passive, it is active endurance, the quiet confidence that persistence will pay off. Learn to self-correct quickly. Discipline is not perfection, it is persistence after failure. There will be days when you fall short, lose focus, or make mistakes. What matters is how fast you realign. Instead of guilt or regret, respond with reflection and adjustment. Every setback carries a lesson about your limits, patterns, or weaknesses. Use that information to refine your strategy and continue forward. Discipline grows stronger through correction, not through self-punishment. Surround yourself with disciplined individuals. Energy is contagious, and your habits mirror those of the people closest to you. Spend time with individuals who are consistent, focused, and serious about their goals. Their example will elevate your standards and reinforce your own discipline. The environment you maintain either strengthens or weakens your resolve. Choose one that feeds your growth and reminds you of what is possible through persistence. Turn discipline into identity. Instead of saying, "I will try to be disciplined," tell yourself, "I am a disciplined person." This shift transforms behavior from temporary effort into permanent character. When discipline becomes part of who you are, it stops feeling forced. It becomes natural. Identity-based commitment is the most powerful form of consistency because you no longer act from willpower alone, you act from self-concept. Discipline is the foundation of freedom. Many believe discipline restricts them, but in truth, it liberates them. It frees you from chaos, procrastination, and regret. It gives you control over your future instead of being ruled by emotion or circumstance. Financial success is built not on occasional inspiration but on structured consistency. Every disciplined action you take is a vote for the life you want. The power to follow through on your wealth goals lies within your daily choices. Every time you show up when it's inconvenient, stay focused when it's boring, and persist when it's difficult, you strengthen the muscle that guarantees success. Discipline is not dramatic, it is quiet, steady, and reliable. Over time, it transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. The person who masters discipline never needs to chase success. It naturally follows them. By aligning your habits with your goals, staying consistent despite emotion, and acting with clarity and patience, you create a foundation that nothing can shake. Wealth grows where discipline thrives, and once you master this principle, no dream is too distant, no goal too ambitious, and no obstacle too strong to stop your progress. Chapter 80. Surround yourself with people who inspire growth and success. The people you choose to surround yourself with will either push you toward greatness or pull you into mediocrity. Your environment is the invisible hand that shapes your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. Every conversation, every influence, and every relationship either fuels your growth or drains your potential. If you want to achieve lasting success and attract abundance, you must be intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. Growth is not just a personal journey, it's a collective experience built through connection, energy, and shared vision. You become a reflection of the people you spend the most time with. Their mindset, values, and behaviors gradually imprint onto your own, often without your awareness. If you constantly interact with individuals who complain, settle, and avoid responsibility, you'll begin to mirror their limitations. But if you surround yourself with those who challenge themselves, think expansively, and pursue excellence, you'll naturally rise to match their level. Energy is contagious. Confidence, ambition, and discipline are transferred through proximity just as easily as negativity, fear, and complacency. That's why one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your growth is to curate your environment with purpose. To build an environment of inspiration, start by defining the qualities you want to cultivate within yourself. Do you want to become more disciplined, creative, strategic, or resilient? Seek people who embody those qualities. Observe how they think, how they respond to challenges, and how they carry themselves under pressure. Growth-oriented individuals demonstrate through action what most people only talk about. Being around them provides real-time lessons in mindset, behavior, and performance that no book or seminar could replicate. Connection with the right people accelerates personal evolution. Each interaction can spark a new idea, introduce a new opportunity, or reveal a blind spot in your thinking. Surrounding yourself with high performers expands what you believe is possible. When you regularly witness others achieving goals that once seemed unreachable, your subconscious begins to accept those levels of success as attainable. The mind adapts to the standards of its environment. This is why people who spend time in excellence-driven spaces often experience rapid growth. They have redefined their normal. Inspiration doesn't only come from those ahead of you, it also comes from those walking beside you. Peers on a similar journey provide accountability and shared understanding. They know the challenges you face and can offer perspective when motivation fades. Mutual encouragement strengthens resolve and reinforces consistency. Success becomes more sustainable when you grow alongside others who share your values and vision. Collective progress is more powerful than isolated ambition. Seek mentors who have already accomplished what you aspire to achieve. Their experience shortens your learning curve and helps you avoid costly mistakes. A mentor provides both guidance and challenge. They won't allow you to settle or make excuses. Their feedback may be uncomfortable, but it is invaluable. The right mentor won't just tell you what you want to hear, they'll tell you what you need to hear. Their insights, born from experience, become your roadmap toward mastery. Equally important is to limit your time around those who drain your energy or diminish your dreams. Negative influences often disguise themselves as realists or protectors, but their fear-based thinking restricts your progress. Distance doesn't mean disrespect, it means protecting your potential. You do not need to cut everyone off, but you must decide who gets access to your attention. Time spent in discouraging or stagnant environments is time stolen from your purpose. Protect your mental energy as fiercely as your money, because both determine the quality of your life. Building meaningful relationships requires giving value as well as receiving it. To attract people who inspire growth, you must also be a source of inspiration. Bring enthusiasm, integrity, and a genuine desire to contribute. Growth-oriented individuals gravitate toward others who are sincere, humble, and committed to improvement. When you focus on adding value to the lives of others, you naturally draw valuable people into your own life. Energy attracts similar energy. Surround yourself with diversity of thought. Growth doesn't only come from agreement, but from exposure to new perspectives. Seek out individuals who think differently, come from different backgrounds, and challenge your assumptions. Healthy disagreement broadens understanding and sharpens intellect. The goal is not to be surrounded by clones of yourself, but by people who expand your worldview. Diversity in thinking sparks creativity and innovation, essential ingredients for building wealth and achieving long-term success. Consistency in your circle matters. It's not enough to occasionally meet inspiring people, you must regularly engage with them. Attend seminars, networking events, or online communities where growth-minded individuals gather. Prioritize environments that encourage learning and accountability. Over time, these interactions create a powerful support system that keeps you grounded during challenges and motivated through growth. Community reinforces belief. When everyone around you is striving for better, mediocrity becomes uncomfortable. Observe the emotional climate of your relationships. Do your conversations revolve around problems or solutions? Do your friends celebrate your progress or feel threatened by it? Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with people energized or drained, motivated or doubtful. Your emotions reveal the quality of your connections. Genuine relationships elevate your energy and leave you feeling capable. Toxic ones leave you questioning your worth. Guard your emotional state by surrounding yourself with people who build rather than break your confidence. Your environment influences your habits. When you spend time with individuals who read, invest, exercise discipline, and value personal development, you unconsciously begin to adopt similar habits. Without effort, your standards rise. Your environment acts as silent accountability. If everyone around you is improving, stagnation feels out of place. This natural pressure pushes you to evolve continuously. Growth becomes a shared norm instead of a solo struggle. To strengthen your network, approach every interaction with humility and authenticity. Avoid pretending to be someone you're not. People who operate at a high level can sense insincerity immediately. Genuine curiosity and respect create deeper bonds than forced networking ever could. Ask thoughtful questions, listen attentively, and express appreciation. People remember how you make them feel more than what you say. Build your network on authenticity and contribution, not manipulation or self-interest. Learning to let go of old relationships is part of growth. Some connections served a purpose in earlier stages of your life, but may now hold you back. It takes courage to release attachments that no longer align with your values. This does not mean abandoning people, it means creating space for new energy. When you elevate your standards, your circle naturally evolves. Letting go allows better connections to enter. Growth always requires shedding what no longer fits. Encourage and celebrate the success of others without comparison. True confidence allows you to be inspired by someone's achievement instead of threatened by it. When you celebrate the progress of others, you align yourself with abundance, signaling that there is enough success for everyone. Envy blocks connection, but admiration strengthens it. Supporting others creates an energy of mutual elevation, where each person's win adds momentum to the group's collective growth. Be selective, not judgmental. Choosing who you spend time with is an act of responsibility, not arrogance. Every person has value, but not every relationship supports your direction. Selectivity ensures that your environment aligns with your goals. You can love people from a distance while keeping your focus on the path ahead. Protect your mind the way you protect your assets. It is your most valuable investment. Remember that surrounding yourself with inspiring people is not only about seeking advantage, It's about becoming someone who uplifts others too. Be the friend who encourages discipline, shares opportunities, and pushes others to think bigger. The energy you give will always return amplified. When you become a source of growth, your environment mirrors your energy, creating an endless cycle of inspiration and achievement. Over time, the influence of your circle will transform your mindset, habits, and outcomes. You'll begin to think differently, set bolder goals, and pursue them with renewed confidence. Growth will feel natural because your environment constantly reinforces it. Every conversation, every shared goal, and every moment spent around ambitious people will remind you of who you are becoming. Your environment is your greatest leverage in life. Surround yourself with people who make you think higher, dream bolder, and act stronger. Choose friends, mentors, and communities that ignite your ambition instead of dulling it. When your circle embodies excellence, you cannot help but rise. The right people don't just inspire your growth, they accelerate it. And when you build your life around that kind of energy, success stops being a goal and becomes an inevitable outcome. Chapter 9E: Invest time daily in learning new skills and knowledge. The fastest way to transform your life is to commit to learning every single day. Growth is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong process of expanding your mind, sharpening your skills, and increasing your value. In a world that evolves faster than ever before, knowledge is the real currency of success, and skill is the true measure of wealth. Every hour you invest in learning multiplies your potential and gives you an edge that cannot be taken away. Money can be lost, opportunities can disappear, but what you learn stays with you forever. If you want to attract unlimited wealth and create a life of freedom, you must become obsessed with learning. Learning is the foundation of all progress. Everything you currently know has brought you to where you are, and what you learn next will determine where you go. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stagnant is simple: learners adapt, while others resist change. Every industry, every business, every opportunity shifts with time. The people who continue to thrive are the ones who evolve through learning. When you invest time daily in acquiring new knowledge and skills, you future-proof yourself against uncertainty. You no longer depend on luck or circumstances because you continuously upgrade your ability to create value. The key is consistency. Learning must become a daily habit, not an occasional activity. It doesn't require hours of study each day. What matters is frequency and focus. Even 30 minutes of intentional learning, practiced every day, compounds into mastery over time. The brain thrives on repetition and curiosity. When you commit to daily learning, you train your mind to stay alert, flexible, and creative. Knowledge builds confidence, and confidence builds action. The person who knows more about their field naturally makes better decisions, spots more opportunities, and commands greater respect. To build the habit of learning, start by defining what kind of knowledge will serve your goals. Random information will not move you forward. Focused learning will. Identify the skills that can enhance your career, improve your finances, or strengthen your mindset. For wealth building, this could mean studying investing, communication, leadership, marketing, or emotional intelligence. If you dedicate time each day to growing these skills, your earning potential will increase exponentially. The more value you bring to the world, the more the world rewards you. Learning must also be active. Passive learning, such as watching or reading without reflection, creates familiarity but not mastery. Active learning requires engagement. Take notes, summarize what you learn, apply it immediately, and teach it to others. Teaching is one of the most powerful ways to solidify knowledge because it forces you to understand concepts deeply. Application transforms theory into skill. Every time you use what you learn, your confidence and competence grow stronger. Your environment plays a major role in your learning journey. Surround yourself with people who value growth, curiosity, and continuous improvement. Conversations with intelligent, ambitious individuals will expand your thinking far more than mindless entertainment ever could. The right environment challenges you to think critically, question assumptions, and keep improving. Seek out mentors, online courses, or mastermind groups where learning is part of the culture. The energy of a learning-driven environment keeps you inspired and accountable. The modern world gives you access to endless information, but it also demands discernment. Not all knowledge is valuable, and not all sources are credible. Be selective about what you consume. Focus on timeless principles, proven methods, and information that aligns with your goals. Avoid getting lost in the noise of trends or distractions. A disciplined learner knows when to absorb and when to filter. Every minute you spend learning something irrelevant is a minute taken from something transformative. Quality learning is intentional, not accidental. Learning also requires humility. The greatest barrier to growth is believing you already know enough. The most successful people maintain a beginner's mindset, no matter how experienced they become. They stay curious, open, and adaptable. Humility keeps your mind teachable. When you believe there is always more to learn, you invite new insights that others overlook. The moment you think you've mastered everything, your growth stops. True intelligence is not arrogance, it's openness. Daily learning also strengthens resilience. When you acquire knowledge and develop new skills, you become more capable of handling change and adversity. You stop fearing the unknown because you trust your ability to learn whatever is necessary to overcome challenges. Education creates independence. Instead of waiting for opportunities, you create them. Instead of being replaced by change, you evolve with it. A learning mind is a resilient mind because it adapts faster than circumstances can limit it. Discipline and curiosity work hand in hand in this process. Curiosity fuels your desire to explore. Discipline ensures you follow through. Some days you will feel naturally motivated to learn. Other days it will feel like work. The key is to remain consistent regardless of mood. Make learning a non-negotiable part of your routine, just like eating or sleeping. Set aside dedicated time, whether morning, lunch, or night, and protect it from distractions. The consistency of practice will eventually make learning effortless and enjoyable. Diversify what you learn. Focused mastery in one area is crucial, but cross-disciplinary knowledge amplifies creativity. Learning subjects outside your primary field, such as psychology, communication, philosophy, or technology, helps you make unexpected connections that lead to innovation. Many breakthroughs in business and life happen when ideas from different fields merge. The more diverse your learning, the more flexible and original your thinking becomes. Track your learning progress. Keep a journal or digital record of what you study, key takeaways, and how you've applied them. This habit not only helps with retention, but also motivates you by showing tangible progress. Over time, reviewing your notes becomes a source of pride and clarity. You'll see patterns of growth, evolving interests, and developing expertise. Learning becomes not just an act of improvement, but a documentation of your transformation. Use every moment as an opportunity to learn. Listen to audiobooks while commuting, watch educational content during breaks, or read before bed. The goal is not to overload your schedule, but to replace low-value activities with high-value learning. Every small moment invested in growth compounds into a lifetime of wisdom. The person who reads, listens, and applies knowledge daily will always be ahead of the one who waits for perfect conditions to start. Don't limit learning to intellectual knowledge. Develop practical and emotional skills as well. Learn how to communicate effectively, manage your emotions, build relationships, and make sound decisions. Emotional intelligence often determines success more than technical skill. The ability to remain calm, adapt under pressure, and connect with others is a result of inner learning, not academic theory. True wisdom is the integration of knowledge, skill, and self-awareness. Apply what you learn immediately. Knowledge without implementation fades quickly. Whenever you learn something new, use it the same day if possible. Test it, adjust it, and observe the results. Action locks learning into memory and transforms understanding into capability. A person who applies 20% of what they learn achieves more than someone who absorbs information endlessly without action. Knowledge is potential power, but applied knowledge is real power. Learning should also serve a higher purpose. Don't just accumulate knowledge for ego or status, use it to contribute. The more you grow, the more value you can offer others. Sharing your insights, mentoring others, or building something meaningful multiplies the impact of what you've learned. Giving back deepens understanding and keeps you grounded in gratitude. Contribution is the ultimate test of mastery. Over time, daily learning shapes your identity. You stop identifying as a consumer of life and start seeing yourself as a creator. Each skill you gain increases your ability to design your future with precision. You become adaptable, confident, and proactive. Challenges no longer intimidate you because you trust your capacity to learn your way through them. The person who learns daily never stays the same. They evolve continuously, always one step ahead of their previous self. Wealth and success belong to those who treat learning as a way of life. Every book read, course taken, and idea applied builds invisible equity in your future. The more you invest in your mind, the greater your ability to generate opportunities and make wise decisions. The habit of learning transforms uncertainty into advantage, turning every obstacle into a classroom for mastery. If you dedicate time each day to growth, your potential becomes limitless. You will think clearer, act faster, and create results that once seemed impossible. Daily learning is the ultimate investment, one that compounds forever. The more you learn, the more capable you become, and the more capable you become, the more wealth and fulfillment naturally flow into your life. The future always belongs to the learner, and every minute spent learning today builds the foundation for the success you'll live tomorrow. Chapter 10. Control your emotions to make confident and clear decisions. The ability to control your emotions is one of the greatest strengths you can ever develop, because emotions shape every decision, every relationship, and every outcome in your life. No matter how intelligent, skilled, or ambitious you are, if your emotions control you, your progress will always remain unstable. But when you learn to master your inner state, you gain the clarity and confidence to act with precision, patience, and purpose. Emotional control is not about suppressing feelings, it's about understanding them, directing them, and using their energy as fuel instead of allowing them to become chaos. The person who remains calm while others react impulsively always wins in the long game of success. Every decision you make is influenced by emotion. The mind creates logic to justify what the heart already feels. This is why emotional awareness is the foundation of wise decision-making. When you understand your emotional triggers, you can pause before reacting and choose your response consciously. The most successful people are not emotionless, they are emotionally intelligent. They know how to process anger without destruction, how to feel fear without paralysis, and how to experience excitement without recklessness. Control gives them power, not over others, but over themselves. The first step in mastering emotional control is self-awareness. Pay attention to how emotions move through you. Notice what situations make you anxious, impatient, defensive, or impulsive. These reactions reveal where you still lack balance. Awareness creates space between feeling and action, allowing reason to step in before emotion takes over. When you catch yourself reacting strongly, take a deep breath and pause. That brief moment of stillness allows your rational mind to regain control. Every pause is a victory, a demonstration that you are no longer a slave to impulse. Clarity emerges from calm. When the mind is clouded by emotion, perception becomes distorted. Anger magnifies problems, fear invents dangers, and excitement blinds you to risk. Calmness restores perspective. When you are centered, you see situations for what they are, not for what your emotions project them to be. You make decisions based on facts, values, and long-term goals instead of temporary feelings. Developing emotional control gives you the ability to respond intelligently instead of reacting emotionally, which is the difference between wisdom and regret. Practicing mindfulness strengthens your emotional stability. Spend time each day observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice how quickly your mind attaches stories to feelings. Mindfulness teaches detachment. It allows you to feel deeply, but not be consumed by emotion. When you can observe anger without becoming angry or witness fear without obeying it, you have reached true power. This detachment does not mean indifference, it means composure. It means being fully aware yet completely in control. Self-talk plays a powerful role in emotional management. The words you use internally can either soothe or intensify emotion. When faced with pressure, speak to yourself with calm authority. Replace statements like, "I can't handle this," with "I am capable and composed." Your internal dialogue sets the tone for your decisions. The mind believes what it hears repeatedly, and positive reinforcement gradually rewires emotional patterns. Over time, your default reaction to stress shifts from panic to poise. Emotional triggers often stem from unresolved experiences or unexamined beliefs. Take time to understand the roots of your reactions. Why does criticism hurt? Why does failure feel unbearable? Behind each strong emotion lies a story you've told yourself about what it means. Challenge those interpretations. Failure is feedback, not a verdict. Criticism is perspective, not truth. When you redefine what events mean, you neutralize their power to control you. Emotional control is not achieved by avoiding pain, but by reframing it into growth. Managing energy is part of mastering emotion. Fatigue, hunger, and stress amplify emotional volatility. A tired or depleted mind struggles to regulate itself. Prioritize rest, nutrition, and recovery. A well-rested mind can handle challenges with clarity and confidence. Many emotional breakdowns are not about the situation itself, but about exhaustion weakening discipline. Physical care strengthens emotional stability. When your body is balanced, your emotions become easier to manage. Emotional control also requires self-respect. When you value your peace more than your ego, you stop reacting to every provocation. People who lack control are easily manipulated because their emotions can be triggered at will. The disciplined person, however, is untouchable. They respond strategically instead of impulsively. They choose silence when provoked, patience when pressured, and wisdom when challenged. This composure gives them an undeniable presence, the quiet strength that others feel but cannot understand. Decision-making becomes sharper when emotions are balanced. In business, relationships, and daily life, rash decisions made under emotional pressure often lead to regret. Emotional control allows you to separate immediate feelings from long-term goals. You learn to ask, will this matter in a week, a month, a year? That single question can save you from countless poor choices. Confident decisions are not born from emotionless logic. They are born from balanced awareness, where emotion and reason work together instead of competing. Train your emotional control through small daily challenges. When something frustrates you, practice staying composed. When impatience arises, breathe instead of reacting. Each moment of restraint strengthens emotional endurance. Control is built the same way as muscle, through consistent, deliberate effort. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, your emotional balance becomes second nature, guiding you effortlessly through situations that once would have shaken you. Learn to express emotions intelligently instead of suppressing them. Suppression leads to tension, resentment, and eventual outbursts. Expression, when done with awareness, releases emotion without chaos. Speak calmly, write reflectively, or move physically through exercise, meditation, or creativity. Emotion carries energy, expression channels it constructively. A person who understands how to release emotion without losing control maintains peace and power simultaneously. Confidence grows from emotional mastery. When you know you can handle any emotional state, you stop fearing failure, rejection, or uncertainty. You trust yourself to remain steady regardless of outcome. That confidence makes your decisions bold and clear. Others sense it too. People naturally trust and follow those who remain calm under pressure because they radiate stability. Emotional control is not loud, it's quietly powerful. It communicates strength without words. Another key to emotional mastery is perspective. Most emotional turmoil comes from focusing on what you can't control. The moment you shift focus to what you can control, your effort, your mindset, your actions, you regain power. No external event can destroy your inner balance unless you permit it. The Stoic philosophers taught that peace comes from distinguishing between what depends on you and what does not. When you live by this principle, you remain unshaken even in chaos. Practicing gratitude reduces emotional turbulence. Gratitude grounds you in what's right instead of amplifying what's wrong. When you focus on appreciation, anger softens, fear fades, and worry loses strength. Gratitude doesn't erase emotion, but it balances it with perspective. You remember how much is still working in your favor, which calms the mind and clears decision-making. Detach from the need to always be right. Much emotional conflict arises from defending ego rather than protecting peace. When you release the need to win every argument or prove every point, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional battles. Choose peace over pride. The energy saved from constant emotional defense can then be redirected toward progress, creativity, and strategy. Mindful breathing is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for emotional regulation. Deep, slow breathing activates calmness instantly. It sends a signal to your nervous system that you are safe, which quiets the storm of reaction. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, breathe intentionally. This anchors your awareness in the present moment, pulling you away from impulsive reaction and guiding you back to clarity. Surround yourself with emotionally balanced people. Just as negativity spreads quickly, calmness is also contagious. Being around grounded individuals helps you model composure. Their behavior reminds you that restraint is strength and overreaction is weakness. Choose environments where peace, logic, and maturity are valued. The company you keep will influence how well you maintain control. Over time, emotional mastery transforms your entire life. You stop chasing validation, you stop fearing outcomes, and you stop reacting to every external trigger. Instead, you operate from inner stability, responding thoughtfully to whatever arises. You begin to trust your judgment fully, and your confidence grows not from arrogance, but from self-command. Emotional control becomes your superpower, the invisible quality that allows you to thrive where others crumble. When you control your emotions, you control your destiny. Every clear decision you make compounds into better results, stronger relationships, and greater success. Emotional mastery doesn't make life easier, it makes you stronger. It gives you the clarity to see opportunity in chaos, the courage to act with confidence, and the peace to remain steady through uncertainty. The person who rules their emotions rules their world. Once you reach that level of command, no circumstance, no person, and no obstacle can take your power away. Chapter 11. Set powerful goals that challenge and stretch your capabilities. Your life expands in direct proportion to the size of your goals. When you set powerful goals that truly challenge you, you activate the highest levels of your potential. Goals are not just targets to reach. They are tools that reshape your identity, stretch your limits, and push you to become the kind of person capable of creating extraordinary results. The purpose of setting goals is not simply to achieve them, but to grow through them. Every meaningful goal transforms your thinking, strengthens your discipline, and unlocks hidden layers of ability that comfort could never reveal. To live an extraordinary life, you must refuse to settle for small goals that keep you comfortable. Comfort kills ambition. Easy goals create weak results. Real growth happens when you commit to objectives that seem slightly out of reach, goals that scare you, excite you, and force you to evolve. These are the goals that demand focus, resilience, and creativity. They are uncomfortable at first, but over time they become the very reason you wake up with purpose. The greater the challenge, the greater the transformation. Begin by getting clear about what you truly want. Many people drift through life with vague desires but no specific direction. They say they want success, wealth, or happiness, but they cannot describe what those things look like in measurable detail. Clarity is power. A goal must be specific, vivid, and emotionally charged. Define exactly what you want, why you want it, and when you will achieve it. The more detailed your goal, the more your mind can visualize and pursue it effectively. Vague wishes create vague actions, while precise goals create precise focus. Once you have clarity, anchor your goals in emotion. Logic initiates movement, but emotion sustains it. Ask yourself how achieving this goal will change your life. What will it feel like to reach it? Who will benefit from it? What meaning does it carry? When your goals are connected to deep emotional reasons, they stop being optional. They become commitments. Emotion is the fuel that keeps you moving through fatigue, doubt, and resistance. Without a strong why, you will quit when the journey gets hard. Set goals that stretch your capabilities but remain achievable with effort. If the goal is too easy, it won't inspire you. If it's too unrealistic, it will discourage you. The ideal goal sits at the intersection of challenge and possibility. It should make you slightly nervous, but still believable with consistent dedication. Growth happens when you operate at the edge of your current ability. When you step into goals that demand new skills, you force your mind and body to evolve. Break your large goals into smaller, manageable steps. The mind can feel overwhelmed when the destination seems far away, but small victories create momentum. Each step forward builds confidence and reinforces your belief that success is inevitable. Create a system where every day contributes to progress, no matter how small. This steady accumulation of effort transforms ambitious visions into achievable realities. Success is rarely a single leap. It's a series of consistent steps taken with precision and patience. Accountability strengthens your commitment. Share your goals with someone who supports your growth or track your progress publicly. When you hold yourself accountable, excuses lose power. Accountability creates structure, and structure ensures consistency. Review your goals weekly, assess what worked, and make adjustments. The habit of reflection keeps you aligned with your path and prevents drift. Every great achiever is a student of progress. They measure, adjust, and improve continuously. Visualize your goals daily as already achieved. See them clearly in your mind, feel the emotions of success, and imagine yourself living that reality. Visualization programs your subconscious to recognize opportunities and act with confidence. When your mind believes the goal is real, your actions naturally align with making it so. This mental rehearsal eliminates hesitation and strengthens focus. Your brain cannot distinguish between vividly imagined success and actual experience, which is why consistent visualization accelerates achievement. Eliminate distractions that compete for your focus. A powerful goal requires undivided attention. Every distraction steals time, energy, and momentum. Discipline your environment to support your objectives. Create spaces and routines that keep your mind directed toward your purpose. Turn off what doesn't serve your vision, negative influences, unnecessary commitments, or habits that waste your energy. Your focus must become sacred. Protect it as if your future depends on it, because it does. Adopt the mindset of persistence. Every significant goal will test your resilience. Obstacles are not signs of failure, they are part of the process. The road to any worthwhile achievement is paved with challenges that refine you. The person you become through the struggle is the true reward. When you encounter setbacks, remind yourself that growth requires resistance. Push through frustration, doubt, and fatigue. The ability to stay consistent when motivation fades is what separates dreamers from achievers. Celebrate progress along the way. Acknowledge each milestone reached, no matter how small. Recognition reinforces momentum. When you pause to celebrate, you remind yourself that you are moving forward. Gratitude for progress builds enthusiasm for the next step. This simple habit keeps your motivation alive and strengthens your emotional connection to the journey. Success is not only about reaching the finish line, it's about honoring every step that brought you there. Your goals must align with your values. When your objectives reflect what truly matters to you, your pursuit becomes fulfilling rather than exhausting. Many people chase goals that society approves of, but that don't resonate with their inner truth. This misalignment creates frustration and emptiness, even when success is achieved. Choose goals that express your highest self, goals that make you proud, not just profitable. When your vision and values align, every action feels purposeful. Adaptability is crucial. As you grow, your perspective evolves, and your goals may shift. Flexibility allows you to refine your targets without losing direction. Don't cling rigidly to plans that no longer serve you. Reevaluate regularly and adjust intelligently. Growth requires adaptation, not stubbornness. The goal remains, but the path may change. Those who adapt progress faster because they respond to reality instead of resisting it. Surround yourself with people who encourage ambition. Being around goal-driven individuals raises your standards and keeps you accountable. Their focus and determination inspire you to push harder. Share your goals with those who support your vision and challenge your comfort. A strong environment amplifies your strength. Every great achiever stands on the shoulders of others who believed, guided, and motivated them. Collaboration multiplies progress. Learning is essential for goal achievement. Every ambitious target requires new knowledge and skills. Invest time in education, mentorship, and personal development. Each new insight becomes a tool that moves you closer to your objective. Those who keep learning never run out of options. Knowledge sharpens strategy, and strategy turns effort into results. When you master the art of constant improvement, your goals become inevitable outcomes of your growth. Resilience keeps you anchored when progress slows. There will be times when effort seems wasted, results stagnate, and doubt whispers that it's not worth it. In those moments, discipline must replace motivation. Focus on process, not just progress. Some growth happens invisibly before results appear. The key is to keep moving forward, even when you can't see immediate change. Persistence always pays off, but it rewards only those who don't quit. Time management defines the difference between wishing and achieving. Allocate specific blocks of time to work on your goals daily. Consistency compounds over time. Even 1 hour of focused effort each day adds up to hundreds of hours per year. Use your time with purpose. Eliminate tasks that don't align with your objectives. Every hour spent on distractions delays your progress. Treat your time as sacred. It is the most valuable currency of success. Keep your vision visible. Write your goals where you can see them every day, on your wall, mirror, or journal. Constant reminders anchor your attention and strengthen determination. When your goals stay in sight, they stay alive in your mind. Visibility keeps you accountable and prevents forgetfulness from eroding ambition. Every glance at your goal reignites commitment. The process of setting powerful goals is not about perfection, it's about progress, transformation, and self-mastery. Each goal you pursue becomes a mirror that reflects your strengths and exposes your weaknesses. By pursuing bold objectives, you discover what you are truly capable of. You learn patience, adaptability, and discipline. You realize that the goal itself is not the final prize, it's the person you become through the pursuit. Your future is created by the goals you dare to set today. Choose goals that demand courage, persistence, and faith. Choose goals that force you to think bigger and act smarter. Life rewards those who stretch beyond comfort and commit to greatness. When you set powerful goals that challenge and stretch your capabilities, you unlock a force within you that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. The moment you decide to aim higher, your entire life begins to rise with you. Chapter 120. Train your mind to stay persistent despite all obstacles. Persistence is the ultimate test of mental strength, the force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. When every plan collapses, when progress feels invisible, and when the path seems longer than expected, persistence is what keeps you moving. It is the invisible power that fuels success long after motivation has faded. Most people give up not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they lack endurance. The ones who win are those who refuse to quit, those who train their minds to keep going even when everything in them screams to stop. Persistence begins with a decision. It is a mental contract with yourself that says, "I will not give up, no matter how difficult this becomes." Once that decision is made, your focus shifts from wondering if it's possible to figuring out how to make it possible. That shift changes everything. Obstacles lose their power when you commit to seeing them through. Life will test your patience, your resilience, and your faith. But every challenge is a chance to strengthen the part of you that refuses to break. The mind must be trained daily to endure discomfort. Most people retreat the moment they face resistance because they confuse struggle with failure. But struggle is not failure, it is the process of growth. Muscles strengthen under tension, and the mind works the same way. Each time you push through difficulty, you rewire your brain to see perseverance as normal instead of painful. Persistence is not a trait you are born with. It is a skill you build through consistent practice. The key to persistence is perspective. When challenges appear, the undisciplined mind focuses on the pain, but the trained mind focuses on the purpose. It looks beyond the temporary struggle and stays locked on the outcome. Every obstacle becomes a lesson. every setback a step forward in disguise. The moment you stop viewing difficulty as punishment and start seeing it as preparation, your persistence grows unshakable. The pain of persistence is temporary, but the rewards are permanent. You must learn to silence the voice of doubt that whispers reasons to quit. Doubt is natural. It appears whenever you move beyond your comfort zone, but it only has power if you listen. Replace doubt with direction. When your mind says, "This is too hard," answer back, "That's why it's worth it." When it says, "I can't do this," remind yourself of everything you've already survived. Your inner dialogue determines whether you continue or collapse. Train it to be your ally, not your enemy. Discipline is the backbone of persistence. Motivation may start your journey, but discipline keeps it alive. Motivation depends on emotion, which fluctuates. Discipline depends on commitment, which endures. Build routines that force progress even when you don't feel like trying. Set specific times to work on your goals and honor them without negotiation. The more you act out of discipline instead of emotion, the stronger your persistence becomes. Over time, your consistency builds momentum, and momentum becomes your greatest ally. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is the foundation of it. Every mistake contains information, every loss carries feedback. The people who persevere are not those who never fail, they are those who learn faster than others. Each time something doesn't go as planned, step back, analyze what went wrong, and adapt your strategy. Growth requires iteration, not perfection. Persistence is not about doing the same thing endlessly, it's about adjusting intelligently until you find what works. Surrounding yourself with the right environment strengthens your persistence. Being around people who quit easily weakens your determination, but spending time with those who persevere inspires you to push harder. Seek out individuals who embody consistency and resilience. Watch how they handle pressure, how they recover from setbacks, and how they stay focused despite uncertainty. Their energy will remind you that persistence is a mindset, not a moment. The company you keep either fuels your resolve or drains it. Choose wisely. Visualization is a powerful mental tool for persistence. When challenges arise, visualize the outcome you're working toward in vivid detail. See it clearly, feel it deeply, and remind yourself why you started. The mind moves toward what it repeatedly imagines. When your vision is stronger than your frustration, your willpower becomes unstoppable. Every obstacle becomes temporary because your focus is anchored in the finish line, not the current storm. Self-belief fuels endurance. When you doubt your ability to overcome hardship, quitting seems logical. But when you believe in your capacity to figure things out, no obstacle feels final. Belief does not mean ignoring reality, it means trusting that you can handle it. Build belief through evidence. Reflect on past moments where you persisted and succeeded despite the odds. Each memory of endurance becomes proof that you can do it again. The mind needs reminders of strength to sustain confidence. Managing your emotions is essential for persistence. Emotional reactions often lead to premature decisions. When frustration, anger, or discouragement arise, pause before responding. Allow emotions to pass through without letting them dictate your actions. Calmness is not weakness, it is control. Emotional composure helps you see clearly, plan better, and continue effectively. Persistence is not about pushing blindly, it is about continuing wisely, even under pressure. Progress often feels invisible. You may put in enormous effort and see little immediate result, but persistence means trusting the process even when proof is not yet visible. Growth often happens in silence, accumulating beneath the surface. A tree does not grow taller every day you watch it, it strengthens its roots unseen. The same is true for your goals. The quiet seasons of consistency build the foundation for sudden breakthroughs. Patience is the secret ingredient that makes persistence possible. Focus on what you can control. Many people lose persistence because they waste energy worrying about circumstances beyond their influence. Redirect that energy toward actions within your control, your effort, your mindset, your preparation. The more you concentrate on controllable factors, the stronger and more centered you become. Control creates confidence, and confidence sustains persistence. When you stop fighting what you can't change, you free your energy to change what you can. small wins matter. When the goal seems distant, focus on immediate progress. Celebrate every milestone, no matter how minor. Each achievement reinforces belief and keeps motivation alive. Progress builds momentum, and momentum makes perseverance easier. Persistence is not fueled by massive leaps forward, but by continuous small victories that remind you success is happening, even if slowly. Detach from perfectionism. The pursuit of flawlessness destroys persistence because it creates unrealistic expectations. You will never execute perfectly, and that's fine. Progress, not perfection, defines success. The goal is to improve consistently, not flawlessly. Each imperfect effort builds experience, and experience builds strength. The willingness to continue imperfectly is the essence of persistence. Develop resilience by embracing discomfort. Every time you face difficulty and endure it, your threshold for struggle increases. What once felt unbearable becomes manageable. Comfort weakens persistence, challenge strengthens it. The more you expose yourself to controlled difficulty, through hard work, discipline, and consistent practice, the more capable your mind becomes of handling adversity without breaking. Persistence is a mental muscle, and the only way to grow it is by using it. Rest strategically, not emotionally. Persistence does not mean endless motion without recovery. Burnout destroys endurance just as surely as laziness does. Learn to rest without quitting. Take time to recharge your body and mind, then return stronger. Balance effort with recovery so that persistence becomes sustainable instead of self-destructive. A rested mind can think clearly, act decisively, and continue longer. Your purpose is the anchor that keeps persistence alive. When you connect your effort to something deeply meaningful, quitting becomes unthinkable. Purpose transforms struggle into significance. Every obstacle becomes a test of commitment rather than a reason to stop. Clarify why your goal matters to you, who it impacts, and what it represents. Purpose gives pain a reason, and when pain has purpose, it becomes bearable. Persistence creates character. It turns weakness into strength and uncertainty into confidence. Each time you push past resistance, you reshape the boundaries of your potential. The lessons learned from staying the course last longer than any temporary victory. Over time, persistence becomes your identity. You stop being someone who tries and become someone who endures. No obstacle can stop a mind that refuses to quit. Challenges may delay you, pain may slow you, but as long as you keep moving, success remains inevitable. Every great achievement in history was built by someone who kept going when others stopped. Persistence is not glamorous, it is quiet, consistent effort that compounds into greatness. Train your mind daily to persist. Remind yourself that struggle is part of the journey and that every step forward, no matter how small, moves you closer to victory. When you master persistence, no setback can define you and no obstacle can defeat you. You become unstoppable, not because life is easy, but because you have learned to endure until it bends in your favor. Chapter 30. Manage your energy wisely to maximize productivity and focus. Your energy is your most valuable currency, far more important than time or money, because without energy, even the best opportunities and strategies are wasted. The quality of your life, your focus, and your success is directly determined by how you manage and protect your energy each day. You can't build wealth, grow your skills, or maintain discipline if you're constantly exhausted, distracted, or mentally drained. Energy fuels everything: your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. When you learn to manage it wisely, you unlock a level of productivity and clarity that few people ever experience. Every day, you wake up with a limited supply of mental, physical, and emotional energy. The way you use it determines your results. Most people waste their energy on stress, overthinking, unnecessary conversations, and tasks that don't truly matter. They confuse movement with progress, believing that being busy equals being productive. But real productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most with full presence and power. Managing energy means directing your effort intentionally toward the tasks that create real results while conserving strength for what truly moves you forward. The foundation of energy management is awareness. Pay attention to what drains you and what recharges you. Notice which activities leave you feeling focused and fulfilled and which ones leave you depleted and frustrated. Energy drains come in many forms: negative people, cluttered environments, poor diet, lack of sleep, or even mental clutter from unresolved worries. Energy boosters, on the other hand, include healthy food, rest, exercise, learning, meaningful work, and positive connection. Once you understand what fuels and depletes you, you can begin to design your days around energy optimization instead of reaction. Start by protecting your mornings. The first few hours after you wake up are the most powerful because your mind is clear, your willpower is fresh, and your focus is strongest. Use this time for your highest priority work, the tasks that require deep thought and creativity. Avoid checking messages, social media, or news early in the day, as they scatter your attention and weaken focus before you've built momentum. Your morning sets the tone for the entire day. Treat it as sacred and intentional. Nutrition is a silent driver of energy. The food you eat either sustains you or drains you. Choose meals that keep your body stable and your mind sharp. Avoid excessive sugar and processed foods that cause spikes and crashes in energy levels. Hydrate consistently, as even mild dehydration reduces concentration and mood. Energy management is not just about mental strategy, it's also about physiology. When your body is well nourished, your mind performs at its highest potential. Physical movement is another key to sustained energy. The body was not designed to sit still for long hours under tension. Movement stimulates circulation, boosts mood, and increases alertness. Even short walks, stretching, or breathing exercises can refresh focus. Incorporate physical activity into your routine, not only for fitness, but as a mental reset. The more oxygen and blood flow you give your brain, the clearer and faster your thinking becomes. Sleep is the ultimate energy investment. Many people sacrifice rest in the name of productivity, not realizing that exhaustion destroys efficiency. A tired mind makes slower decisions, repeats mistakes, and loses creativity. Quality sleep restores memory, enhances focus, and stabilizes mood. Treat sleep as a strategic part of your success plan, not a luxury. Establish a consistent bedtime routine, disconnect from screens, and allow your mind to unwind before resting. The better you recover, the stronger you perform. Mental energy is depleted not only by work but by indecision and distraction. Every unmade choice drains your focus. Simplify your life by reducing unnecessary decisions. Plan your day in advance, organize your workspace, and establish clear routines. When small tasks are automated or scheduled, your brain has more capacity for creativity and problem solving. Decision fatigue is real, and the less mental clutter you carry, the more energy you have for what truly matters. Emotional energy must also be guarded carefully. Uncontrolled emotions, anger, resentment, anxiety, drain enormous mental resources. Practice emotional awareness by identifying what triggers negative feelings and learning to release them quickly. Holding onto frustration or stress consumes the same energy that could be used for growth. Emotional discipline doesn't mean ignoring feelings, it means processing them without allowing them to dominate your actions. Calmness preserves energy, chaos destroys it. Boundaries are essential to managing energy. Learn to say no to things that don't serve your priorities. Every commitment, conversation, and obligation requires energy, so choose them wisely. Saying yes to everything is a slow form of self-sabotage. Protect your time and focus as if they were gold, because they are. The most successful people are not those who do the most, but those who guard their energy for what truly aligns with their vision. Technology is both a tool and a trap for energy. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, and digital noise fragment attention. Set limits on how often you check your devices and create periods of complete digital disconnection. Silence your phone during deep work and remove distractions from sight. The ability to focus deeply is a rare and powerful advantage in today's distracted world. Every minute of focused energy produces more results than hours of scattered attention. Take strategic breaks throughout your day. Working non-stop does not increase productivity, it leads to burnout and diminishing returns. Short breaks refresh focus and prevent mental fatigue. Step away from your workspace, breathe deeply, stretch, or meditate briefly. These small resets restore your ability to think clearly and maintain energy for longer periods. The rhythm of work and rest is more productive than constant effort without recovery. Purpose fuels energy. When your work aligns with your deeper values, fatigue becomes less powerful. Meaningful effort recharges rather than drains you. Remind yourself regularly why your goals matter, who they serve, and what they represent. A strong sense of purpose transforms discipline from a burden into a source of vitality. Even when tasks are hard, you draw strength from knowing that your energy is building something significant. Mindset also plays a critical role in energy management. Negative thinking, worry, and self-doubt drain your mental reserves faster than any physical activity. Train your mind to focus on solutions, not problems. Replace internal criticism with constructive thought. Gratitude and optimism generate energy because they focus your attention on possibility. Your energy follows your thoughts. Where your mind goes, your power flows. Choose thoughts that elevate rather than exhaust you. Create systems that sustain your productivity. Time blocking, prioritization, and clear daily goals prevent energy from leaking into unimportant activities. Begin each day with 3 key outcomes in mind, the most impactful tasks that move you closer to your vision. When you accomplish them first, everything else becomes secondary. Systems eliminate chaos, and structure preserves strength. Social energy must also be managed consciously. Interactions with others can either inspire or drain you. Engage with people who uplift, challenge, and motivate you. Limit time spent with those who complain or gossip, as their energy is contagious in the worst way. Choose conversations that add value, share knowledge, or provide encouragement. You cannot avoid all negativity, but you can control your exposure to it. Creativity thrives when energy is balanced. Overworking dulls imagination, but strategic rest reignites it. Allow space in your schedule for reflection, curiosity, and play. Some of your best ideas will arrive when your mind is relaxed and free from pressure. The balance between work and renewal is where true innovation happens. Energy management is not about constant output, it's about sustainable excellence. Self-care is not indulgence, it is maintenance. Whether it's time in nature, reading, meditation, or solitude, find activities that restore you. Recovery is as important as action. The more consistently you refill your energy, the more capable you become of performing at a high level without burnout. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Refilling it is your responsibility. Learning to manage energy is ultimately about respect for your body, your mind, and your purpose. When you master this skill, every aspect of life improves. Your focus sharpens, your productivity multiplies, and your presence deepens. You stop rushing through your days and start directing them with intention. Every action becomes efficient because it comes from a place of balance. Success requires sustained energy, and sustained energy comes from harmony between rest and effort, solitude and connection, action and reflection. Those who manage their energy wisely accomplish more with less stress. They operate at their highest level not through force, but through flow. The goal is not to do everything, it's to do what matters most with full strength, clarity, and presence. When you master your energy, you master your results, and when your energy aligns with purpose, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Chapter 14. Embrace failures as lessons that guide you to success. Failure is not the end of the road, it is the beginning of mastery. Every successful person you admire has walked through the fire of failure, and it is that very fire that refined them into who they became. Failure is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. The only people who never fail are those who never try, and they also never grow. When you embrace failure as a lesson rather than a verdict, you gain access to one of the most powerful forces in personal transformation. Success is never built on perfection, it is built on persistence, adaptation, and the wisdom earned from falling and rising again. Failure reveals truth. It shows you what works, what doesn't, and what still needs to be developed. Every setback carries information that no book or lecture could ever provide. Real learning happens through experience, through trial, error, and reflection. When you stop fearing failure, you stop limiting your growth. Most people avoid risk because they want to avoid embarrassment or discomfort, but that avoidance keeps them trapped in mediocrity. You cannot reach your highest potential while trying to avoid mistakes. Growth requires risk, and risk always carries the possibility of failure. The key is perspective. Failure does not define you, it refines you. It is not proof of weakness, it is evidence of effort. Each time you fail, you gain insight that brings you closer to success. The problem is not failing itself, it's interpreting failure as final. Those who see it as feedback adjust, adapt, and try again until they get it right. Those who see it as defeat stop too soon. The difference between a winner and a quitter is not the number of failures, but the willingness to learn from them. To embrace failure, you must detach your self-worth from your results. Many people take failure personally, believing that a mistake means they are not good enough, but your worth is not determined by one attempt or outcome. Failure is not a reflection of who you are, it's a reflection of where you are in the process. It shows you the gap between where you stand and where you need to grow. That gap is not shameful, it's valuable. It's your roadmap for improvement. Reflection turns failure into growth. When something doesn't go as planned, resist the urge to blame or make excuses. Instead, ask yourself what went wrong and what can be done better next time. Honest self-analysis transforms frustration into learning. Every setback contains a hidden strategy for future success if you take the time to understand it. Reflection is how failure stops being pain and starts becoming progress. Resilience is built through failure. Each time you recover from a setback, you strengthen your capacity to endure. The more challenges you face, the tougher and more adaptable you become. This resilience becomes your armor against future obstacles. People who never face failure often crumble at the first sign of adversity, while those who have fallen repeatedly know how to rise quickly. Failure builds mental endurance, the ability to stay focused and calm even when things go wrong. Failure also sharpens creativity. When your initial plans fail, you are forced to think differently, experiment with new ideas, and innovate solutions. Many breakthroughs in history were born from mistakes. The willingness to fail is also the willingness to discover. When you give yourself permission to fail, you free yourself to explore without fear, and that freedom leads to innovation. Every failure eliminates one wrong path and brings you closer to the right one. The fear of failure is more damaging than failure itself. It paralyzes progress before it even begins. People spend their lives waiting for perfect timing, perfect knowledge, or perfect confidence before they act, but those conditions never come. The only way to gain confidence is through doing, and doing often means stumbling first. Failure is not something to avoid, it's something to go through. The courage to begin is worth more than the comfort of hesitation. To overcome the fear of failure, shift your focus from results to effort. Measure success by progress, not perfection. Each attempt makes you stronger, even if the outcome isn't what you wanted. When you learn to value the process, failure loses its power to discourage you. You start to see it as part of the journey, rather than a detour from it. Growth happens in the moments when things don't go according to plan, because those moments force you to evolve. Every failure builds humility, and humility invites growth. When you fail, you are reminded that there is always more to learn. This realization keeps you teachable and open-minded. Arrogance ends progress, humility accelerates it. People who believe they already know everything stop improving, while those who see failure as feedback continue to refine their skills. Failure is the teacher that keeps your ego in check and your ambition alive. Learn to fail fast and adjust faster. The sooner you take action, the sooner you learn what doesn't work. Failure wastes time only when you refuse to learn from it. Quick iteration, trying, failing, adjusting, and trying again creates momentum. Each small failure becomes a data point, each adjustment brings refinement, and eventually, success becomes inevitable. The fastest learners are not the ones who avoid mistakes, but the ones who correct them quickly. Gratitude turns failure into wisdom. Instead of resenting mistakes, be thankful for the lessons they bring. Gratitude shifts your attention from loss to learning. When you look back at past failures, you often realize they were necessary stepping stones that led you to something better. Gratitude softens the sting of failure and allows you to move forward with peace and clarity. Resist the temptation to compare your journey to others. Everyone fails differently, at different stages, for different reasons. Comparison distorts perspective and makes failure feel heavier than it is. Focus on your own path. Every failure you experience is tailored to your growth. Trust that each setback has a purpose specific to your development, and that purpose will reveal itself with time. Your environment can also shape how you handle failure. Surround yourself with people who encourage growth rather than judge mistakes. Being in a supportive environment reminds you that failure is normal and temporary. Avoid those who mock or discourage effort. Their fear of failure is reflected in their criticism. Build relationships with individuals who celebrate effort and resilience. Their belief in you will help you keep going when your own belief wavers. Self-compassion is vital in moments of failure. Treat yourself with kindness instead of criticism. Harsh self-judgment drains motivation and creates shame, while compassion fosters understanding and recovery. You are human, you will make mistakes. Forgive yourself, learn, and continue forward. The goal is not perfection, but progress. Each lesson learned brings you closer to mastery. Persistence transforms failure into success. You cannot control how many times you fall, but you can control how many times you rise. Success rarely happens on the first try. It is built through repetition, adaptation, and faith in the process. Every failure removes one wrong path from your journey, leaving only those that lead forward. The longer you persist, the more inevitable your success becomes. Failure also teaches patience. It slows you down just enough to remind you that meaningful achievement takes time. It tempers impulsiveness and builds endurance. Each delay teaches you how to endure the waiting and stay focused when results are not immediate. Patience and persistence together make failure your ally instead of your enemy. In truth, failure is one of life's most honest feedback systems. It does not punish, it informs. It tells you where to grow, what to refine, and how to improve. Every time you fail, you gain clarity about what doesn't work, which brings you one step closer to what will. When you see failure this way, it becomes impossible to fear it. Success is built on a foundation of failed attempts, lessons learned, and resilience developed through adversity. The people who achieve the most are not those who never fall, they are those who never stop standing back up. Failure is the universe's way of testing your commitment and sharpening your skills. It is a necessary chapter in every success story. When you embrace failure as a lesson, you remove its power to discourage you. You stop viewing it as the opposite of success and start seeing it as part of it. Every mistake becomes a stepping stone, every setback a signal for redirection, and every challenge a test of your growth. Failure is not an obstacle, it is an instruction manual for success. Learn from it, grow through it, and use it to rise stronger than ever. Chapter 15: Create multiple streams of income to secure financial freedom. Financial freedom is not achieved by relying on a single paycheck. It is created by designing multiple streams of income that work for you continuously. Relying on one source of earnings leaves you vulnerable to change, uncertainty, and risk. True wealth comes from diversity in income, from building a system where money flows from different directions, and from leveraging your time, skills, and resources to generate opportunities beyond a single effort. Each stream you develop adds stability, security, and the ability to grow without being dependent on anyone else. The first step in creating multiple streams of income is to assess your existing skills and resources. Consider what you are naturally good at, what you enjoy, and what others find valuable. Skills, knowledge, and experience can all be transformed into revenue. Think creatively about how your abilities can solve problems or provide value for others. By identifying your strengths, you unlock potential income streams that align with your talents and passions, making it easier to sustain effort over time. Diversification is the cornerstone of financial freedom. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Different income streams protect you from unforeseen circumstances such as job loss, economic shifts, or personal emergencies. Some streams may be passive, like investments or royalties, while others may be active, like freelance work or business ventures. The combination of both ensures resilience, and the more you diversify intelligently, the less pressure you feel on any single source of revenue. Investing is a critical form of income stream creation. Money should work for you, not only you working for money. Stocks, real estate, bonds, and other assets can generate returns over time. Learning to invest wisely allows your capital to grow while you focus on other pursuits. It is not about risky speculation, but about understanding where your money can create consistent value. Every investment should be approached as a tool for building long-term stability and financial growth. Passive income is another essential strategy. This includes revenue that continues even when you are not actively working, such as rental properties, royalties from intellectual property, online courses, or automated businesses. Passive streams free your time while sustaining earnings. They require effort up front, but multiply returns over time. The ability to earn without constant action is what separates financial security from dependency. Entrepreneurship opens additional income possibilities. Starting a business, selling products or services, or creating digital content allows you to leverage your skills and ideas. Unlike a fixed job, a business can scale beyond your personal hours and effort. Entrepreneurs are not limited by time, they are limited only by creativity and strategy. A single successful business can become a primary or supplementary income source that grows alongside your vision. Freelancing and consulting are flexible income streams that capitalize on expertise. Offering your skills to companies or individuals in exchange for payment allows you to earn outside traditional employment. Freelance work provides control over schedule and pricing while expanding your network. Consulting transforms knowledge into a service others are willing to pay for, turning experience into measurable value. These streams require active participation initially, but can be structured for repeated engagement. Digital platforms provide unprecedented opportunities to create revenue. From content creation to e-commerce, social media, and online courses, digital income streams allow global reach and scalability. Anyone with skills, knowledge, or creativity can monetize their expertise online. The advantage of digital income is flexibility and the potential to reach audiences far beyond local limitations. Strategic use of online tools can turn a small idea into a consistent revenue generator. Time management is critical when managing multiple streams. Each income source requires planning, effort, and evaluation. Prioritize streams based on potential growth, personal strengths, and available resources. Allocate time wisely, ensuring that no stream suffers from neglect. Organize tasks to maximize productivity, focus on high-leverage activities, and create systems that allow multiple streams to progress simultaneously. Without proper time allocation, income diversification can become overwhelming rather than empowering. Continuous learning is necessary to expand income sources. Market trends, technological advances, and new business models constantly emerge. Staying informed allows you to identify opportunities early and adapt to changing conditions. Learning also increases the value you can offer in your income streams, making them more profitable. Commit to education, whether through books, courses, mentorship, or hands-on experience, to grow both your skills and your earnings potential. Networking strengthens income opportunities. Collaborating with others, seeking partnerships, and building relationships exposes you to new possibilities. Other people's networks, knowledge, and experiences can become pathways to income creation. Successful individuals rarely succeed alone. Their connections often provide opportunities they could not reach otherwise. Surround yourself with people who inspire growth, challenge you to improve, and can introduce you to avenues for new revenue streams. Automation and delegation are essential for scaling multiple income streams. Once systems are in place, you can reduce active involvement in each stream, freeing time for expansion. Hiring skilled individuals using software or creating processes allows revenue to flow consistently without constant effort. The goal is to have structures that generate income, while your attention can focus on creating additional opportunities. Efficiency multiplies earnings potential and creates freedom from micromanagement. Risk management is crucial in diversifying income. Not all opportunities are equal, and some carry higher potential returns and higher risk. Evaluate every stream carefully, considering stability, scalability, and sustainability. Balance high-risk ventures with safer, slower, growing income sources. Prudence ensures that setbacks in one area do not derail overall financial security. Strategic risk-taking allows growth while protecting your foundation. Reinvesting income is a strategy that accelerates wealth. Earnings from one stream can fund another, creating a snowball effect. Reinvestment multiplies returns and accelerates the creation of additional streams. Avoid the temptation to spend all profits immediately. Instead, prioritize building assets that continue to generate money. Compounding effort and income over time is the pathway to lasting financial freedom. Tracking and evaluating performance of each stream is essential. Measure results regularly, identify what works best, and refine strategies. Underperforming streams can be improved, replaced, or phased out, while successful streams can be scaled. A data-driven approach ensures that energy and resources are allocated efficiently. Monitoring progress allows you to make adjustments that maximize productivity and returns. Mindset is the ultimate driver. Believing in your ability to generate multiple income streams keeps you proactive, creative, and resilient. A scarcity mindset limits effort and imagination, while an abundance mindset seeks possibilities and embraces calculated risk. Confidence in your skills and resourcefulness allows you to pursue diverse opportunities without fear. Wealth is as much a mental state as it is a financial reality. Consistency compounds results. Income streams rarely become profitable overnight. Each source requires steady effort, refinement, and adaptation. Small, consistent actions accumulate into substantial long-term results. Discipline and persistence are more important than bursts of random effort. By showing up consistently for each income stream, you create reliability, growth, and momentum that multiply over time. Leverage your knowledge to create intellectual property streams. Writing books, creating courses, designing software, or producing digital content transforms expertise into repeatable revenue. Once created, intellectual property can generate money continuously without requiring constant labor. Knowledge becomes an asset, and assets produce financial freedom. The more you share valuable information effectively, the more income potential you unlock. Financial freedom is secured when your income exceeds your lifestyle needs from multiple sources. This allows choice, flexibility, and the ability to invest in opportunities without pressure. Freedom comes from having options, not obligations. The more diversified and reliable your income, the more independent you become from any single source, employer, or economic fluctuation. Multiple streams are the foundation for long-term stability and wealth. Action is the ultimate key. Ideas alone do not generate income. Each stream must be pursued with focus, strategy, and persistence. Begin now by identifying potential streams, planning how to implement them, and committing to consistent progress. The sooner you start, the faster momentum builds, and the more secure your financial foundation becomes. Those who act create streams. Those who wait only watch opportunity pass by. Creating multiple streams of income is the pathway to independence, security, and freedom. It requires strategy, effort, and learning, but the payoff is unmatched. With diverse revenue channels, your life becomes less dependent on external forces, your wealth grows steadily, and your potential becomes limitless. By taking control of your income and building multiple streams, you create not just financial freedom, but the power to design the life you desire without limitation. Chapter 16e. Practice generosity to attract more abundance into your life. Generosity is not a weakness, it is one of the most powerful ways to attract abundance into your life. Giving freely, whether it is time, knowledge, resources, or kindness, creates a flow that returns to you in ways you often cannot predict. People who understand the principle of generosity know that the more you give, the more you expand your capacity to receive. Abundance is not just about what you accumulate, it is about what you share and how you contribute to the world around you. Every act of generosity sets a ripple in motion that multiplies and circles back, often in ways far greater than you imagined. Generosity begins with mindset. Many people hoard because they believe that giving diminishes what they have. The truth is the opposite. Giving cultivates trust in the universe and strengthens your confidence in your own ability to create wealth. It is a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. When you act from a belief that there is always more to receive, your generosity becomes authentic, intentional, and powerful. Scarcity restricts giving, but abundance allows generosity to flow effortlessly. Start with small, consistent acts of giving. Generosity does not require grand gestures, it thrives in consistency and thoughtfulness. Whether it is helping a colleague, mentoring someone, sharing your knowledge, or donating a small amount, these acts build the habit of giving. Small actions accumulate into a lifestyle of generosity, and this habit trains your mind to recognize value beyond personal accumulation. Every small contribution strengthens the connection between giving and receiving. Giving creates influence and trust. When you help others without expecting immediate return, people begin to see you as reliable, competent, and caring. This opens doors to opportunities that are not accessible through selfish ambition alone. People naturally gravitate toward those who contribute positively, which leads to partnerships, collaborations, and mutual growth. Generosity is a bridge that connects you to resources, knowledge, and relationships that multiply abundance. Knowledge is one of the most powerful forms of giving. Sharing what you know creates value for others while establishing your expertise. Teaching, mentoring, and guiding others opens new possibilities and strengthens your own understanding. Every time you contribute insight, you reinforce your reputation as someone who adds value, which often leads to opportunities that generate both personal and financial growth. The act of sharing knowledge transforms both giver and receiver. Time is another form of generosity. Offering your time to help, listen, or support someone demonstrates care and builds meaningful connections. Time is finite, and giving it willingly reflects a mindset that values contribution over accumulation. Investing your time in helping others develop or succeed often circles back to you in ways that bring unexpected returns. People remember the moments when someone genuinely dedicated their attention, and those moments often lead to future opportunities. Generosity also transforms relationships. Abundance thrives in a network of mutual support. When you give without expectation, you inspire others to act similarly. This creates a positive feedback loop in your personal and professional life. People respond to generosity with loyalty, collaboration, and shared opportunities. The energy you put into helping others builds an ecosystem of support that magnifies your own potential for success. Material giving can attract abundance, but intention is key. Giving should be purposeful, strategic, and mindful, not random or done out of guilt. The universe responds to intention. When you give with a clear sense of purpose and positive energy, your actions resonate and multiply. Giving without clarity may produce temporary benefits, but intentional generosity compounds and creates sustained abundance. Consider who or what will benefit most and how your contribution can create meaningful impact. Generosity strengthens gratitude, which further attracts wealth. By giving, you recognize the value of what you already have and cultivate appreciation for abundance in your life. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to possibility, creating a mindset that naturally draws more opportunities. Giving and gratitude together form a powerful cycle. Giving produces gratitude, and gratitude amplifies your ability to give, which attracts more abundance. Generosity requires courage. Giving in the face of uncertainty or when you do not yet see a return challenges scarcity thinking. This is where the practice of trust becomes essential. Trust that your efforts will not go unnoticed, that your resources are not depleted by giving, and that your actions create unseen momentum. Courageous generosity breaks the mental barriers that limit abundance and strengthens confidence in your ability to create and attract wealth. Energy and focus can also be forms of generosity. Mentoring, listening, or coaching others uses your personal power to create value. Sharing insight or strategic thinking contributes to growth and fosters connections that can lead to opportunities for collaboration, income, or influence. Generosity of energy is particularly powerful because it demonstrates commitment and personal investment in the success of others, often leading to reciprocal benefits. Generosity challenges fear of loss. People often resist giving because they worry about scarcity, yet the more you practice giving, the more resilient your sense of security becomes. Each act reinforces the belief that abundance is not finite and that resources flow when shared. Fear diminishes when experience repeatedly shows that giving does not subtract from your life but enriches it. Diversity in giving enhances results. You can give financially, intellectually, emotionally, and socially. Each form of generosity opens different channels of abundance. Financial generosity creates opportunity and trust. Intellectual generosity builds reputation and influence. Emotional generosity strengthens bonds and support systems. Social generosity expands networks and access. Practicing multiple forms ensures that abundance flows through multiple avenues. Generosity also teaches patience. The returns of giving are not always immediate. Sometimes the benefits arrive months or years later, or in forms you could not anticipate. Learning to give without instant reward cultivates faith in the process and reinforces the understanding that abundance is a long-term principle, not a short-term transaction. Patience in giving develops resilience, perspective, and wisdom. Boundaries are part of effective generosity. Giving does not mean sacrificing your well-being or overextending yourself. Sustainable generosity requires knowing when to say no and when to direct resources where they will create the greatest impact. Protecting your own energy ensures that giving remains effective and does not become draining or counterproductive. Generosity must be balanced with self-respect to create lasting abundance. Generosity amplifies reputation and credibility. People are drawn to those who create value without demanding it. Acts of kindness, support, and contribution establish you as trustworthy and dependable. Reputation built on generosity attracts opportunities that cannot be bought. This social capital often translates directly into financial, personal, and professional growth, demonstrating the compounding effect of giving on success. Generosity invites creativity. When you think about how you can contribute meaningfully, you explore new approaches, solutions, and innovations. Solving problems for others or providing resources in unique ways strengthens your own skills and opens avenues for personal growth. Giving becomes a catalyst for invention, experimentation, and strategic thinking that generates more abundance. Practice generosity daily. Consistent giving creates habits that strengthen abundance consciousness. Even small gestures compound over time into a lifestyle that attracts wealth, connection, and opportunity. Make generosity an integral part of your routine, not an occasional act. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and the more you notice abundance flowing back in unexpected ways. Generosity transforms perception of wealth. Instead of seeing money, time, and skills as limited, you view them as tools to create impact. This shift opens the mind to opportunity, innovation, and collaboration. Abundance grows when resources are circulated rather than hoarded. By giving, you reinforce the belief that wealth is not finite, and you become a magnet for prosperity. Abundance flows through those who give consistently, intentionally, and courageously. Each act of generosity plants a seed that returns multiplied, whether through relationships, opportunities, knowledge, or financial gains. Wealth is not simply accumulated, it is attracted through meaningful contribution. When you give freely, your life becomes richer, your connections stronger, and your capacity to create expands exponentially. Generosity is a practice that transforms life from scarcity to limitless opportunity. It cultivates gratitude, strengthens relationships, builds influence, and attracts wealth in countless forms. By giving with intention, courage, and consistency, you create a life of abundance that extends far beyond material possessions. Every act of generosity sends a message to the universe that you are ready to receive more, and in return, opportunities, prosperity, and fulfillment flow into your life naturally and consistently. Chapter 17. Refine your mindset to think bigger than your fears. Your mind is far more powerful than your fears, and the moment you decide to think bigger than your doubts, you unlock unlimited potential. Fear is not a signal of danger. It is a signal that growth is required. Every step toward a bigger vision challenges your comfort zone, and that challenge is where true transformation begins. To refine your mindset is to take control of your thoughts, to train your perception, and to choose courage over hesitation consistently. Fear will always exist, but your response to it determines whether it limits you or propels you forward. The first step in thinking bigger than your fears is awareness. Notice when fear arises and identify exactly what it is trying to prevent. Fear often masquerades as reason or caution, but its underlying message is resistance to expansion. By recognizing fear as a natural signal, you can separate it from reality and make deliberate decisions. Awareness gives you the power to act despite fear, and action is what dissolves its control over you. Challenge the stories you tell yourself. Most fears are amplified by the narratives in your mind, beliefs about inadequacy, failure, or impossibility. Question these assumptions. Ask whether they are facts or simply interpretations. Replace limiting thoughts with possibilities that stretch your imagination. Your mindset is shaped by what you allow yourself to believe. Thinking bigger requires rewriting the story you tell yourself about what you are capable of achieving. Visualization is a powerful tool in overcoming fear. See yourself succeeding, achieving goals, and navigating challenges confidently. Create a mental picture of what life looks like when you act beyond fear. The brain cannot distinguish between vivid imagination and reality, so mental rehearsal trains confidence and reduces anxiety. When your mind practices success consistently, fear loses its power to paralyze, and bold action becomes natural. Focus on solutions rather than obstacles. Fear thrives when attention is on what could go wrong. Shift your concentration to what can go right and the strategies that can create success. Every problem contains the seeds of opportunity if you approach it with creativity and determination. A mindset focused on possibility is a mindset that naturally outgrows fear. By training your mind to prioritize solutions, you cultivate courage and clarity. Adopt a growth-oriented perspective. Fear often arises from attachment to fixed outcomes or from discomfort with uncertainty. Viewing challenges as opportunities to learn reduces the threat they pose. Growth requires stretching beyond what is familiar, and each step forward strengthens resilience. The bigger your mindset, the more comfortable you become with uncertainty, risk, and the unknown. Thinking expansively transforms obstacles into lessons and fear into fuel. Take incremental action toward your goals. Fear can be overwhelming when progress feels impossible. Break ambitions into manageable steps that challenge you just enough to grow without causing paralysis. Each small success builds confidence and weakens fear's grip. Momentum is the antidote to hesitation. Courage grows with experience, and repeated action gradually trains your mind to focus on possibility instead of limitation. Surround yourself with people who encourage bold thinking. Your environment shapes your mindset more than you realize. Individuals who inspire, challenge, and support your growth reinforce the belief that bigger thinking is possible. Negative or overly cautious influences amplify fear and limit potential. Build connections with those who have achieved what you aspire to, and let their example expand your vision. Practice self-discipline and mental rigor. Fear often thrives when the mind is untrained, reactive, or scattered. Strengthen focus, prioritize consistently, and maintain routines that reinforce confidence and capability. A disciplined mind is less vulnerable to doubt and more equipped to pursue ambitious goals. Thinking bigger requires structure, attention, and persistence, and discipline provides the foundation for consistent growth. Reframe failure as information, not judgment. Fear is intensified by the anticipation of mistakes, but mistakes are simply feedback on progress. Each misstep teaches lessons that refine strategy, strengthen resilience, and expand capability. When you perceive failure as constructive, your mind shifts from avoidance to experimentation. Courageous action becomes possible when fear of error is replaced by curiosity and determination. Affirm your potential daily. Positive reinforcement strengthens the mind's capacity to overcome fear. Replace internal criticism with empowering statements that reflect growth, capability, and possibility. Words shape belief, and repeated affirmation rewires perception to prioritize opportunity over limitation. Mental repetition of capability fosters confidence and diminishes fear's influence. Focus on your purpose to outweigh fear. When goals are meaningful and aligned with your deepest values, the discomfort of risk is easier to endure. Purpose creates a compass that directs action even when fear is present. Every courageous decision becomes motivated by vision rather than inhibited by doubt. Thinking bigger is sustained by clarity about why you pursue your ambitions. Embrace discomfort intentionally. Fear often arises when you move outside of familiarity. Seek experiences that stretch your limits, test your courage, and expand your capacity. The more you confront discomfort, the less threatening it becomes. Each challenge conquered trains your mind to tolerate uncertainty, adapt, and act decisively. Thinking bigger is inseparable from the willingness to endure temporary discomfort for long-term gain. Cultivate a mindset of abundance. Fear is reinforced by scarcity thinking, focusing on limitations, competition, and potential loss. Abundance thinking emphasizes possibilities, opportunities, and the expansion of resources through effort and collaboration. When your mind operates from abundance, fear is reframed as a manageable obstacle rather than an insurmountable barrier. Abundance encourages creativity, risk-taking, and bold vision. Reflect regularly on progress. Awareness of growth diminishes fear by showing evidence of capability. Track achievements, however small, and note how challenges were overcome. Reflection strengthens belief in your capacity to handle future difficulties. Fear diminishes when you recognize patterns of success and resilience within your own experience. Your past triumphs fuel courage for bigger steps ahead. Balance risk with preparation. Fear is heightened by uncertainty and lack of readiness. Equip yourself with knowledge, skills, and resources necessary to pursue ambitious goals. Preparation does not eliminate fear entirely, but reduces its intensity and allows confident action. Thinking bigger requires informed courage, where strategy and vision intersect to overcome hesitation. Practice gratitude for opportunities. Fear is amplified by focusing on what might go wrong. Gratitude shifts attention to what is available, what is achievable, and the resources at your disposal. Appreciation for current assets and possibilities strengthens confidence to act despite fear. A grateful mind prioritizes opportunity over threat, opening the way for bold thinking and decisive action. Monitor self-talk carefully. Inner dialogue either empowers or limits. Negative, doubtful, or anxious thoughts inflate fear and shrink your vision. Replacing them with constructive, encouraging, and expansive statements trains your mind to think beyond limitations. Repeated mental reinforcement reshapes perception and builds a mindset capable of pursuing audacious goals. Celebrate courage consistently. Acknowledge each instance where you act despite fear. Recognition reinforces behavior and strengthens neural pathways associated with bravery and action. Celebrating small victories builds momentum for increasingly bold steps. Confidence grows not only from results, but from recognizing the deliberate choice to face fear repeatedly. Your imagination is a tool for thinking bigger. Use it to envision possibilities beyond current limitations. Creative thinking allows you to explore paths that fear would normally block. Imagination stretches the mind, and repeated mental exploration trains your confidence to act in real-world scenarios. Vision precedes action, and thinking expansively empowers execution beyond perceived constraints. Your mindset shapes your reality. Fears only limit you if you believe they are insurmountable. By refining your thoughts, challenging assumptions, and expanding your vision, you gain the ability to act courageously, embrace opportunity, and achieve more than you previously thought possible. Thinking bigger than your fears is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice that grows stronger with consistent effort, deliberate reflection, and courageous action. Each day you choose to think beyond fear, your potential expands, and the path to success becomes clearer and more attainable. Chapter 18: Prioritize daily habits that build wealth and personal growth. Success is not an accident. It is the result of daily habits consistently practiced with intention and focus. Each day presents an opportunity to build momentum toward wealth, personal growth, and fulfillment. The habits you choose to prioritize determine the trajectory of your life more than any single decision or opportunity. Wealth and growth are cultivated gradually through repeated actions that compound over time, and the smallest consistent steps often yield the largest results. Prioritizing the right habits ensures that your energy, focus, and effort are directed toward building a life of abundance, resilience, and achievement. Begin by identifying the habits that have the highest impact on your goals. Not all routines are created equal. Focus on those activities that contribute directly to skill development, financial growth, mental clarity, and physical well-being. This might include reading daily to expand knowledge, tracking finances carefully, or practicing discipline in time management. High-leverage habits create compounding benefits that accelerate progress, while low-value activities consume time without producing meaningful returns. Start each day with intention. Mornings set the tone for the hours that follow, so establishing a purposeful routine can dramatically increase productivity and focus. Include practices that sharpen the mind, energize the body, and prepare you for decision-making. Journaling, meditation, exercise, and reviewing goals are examples of habits that build clarity and resilience. When the day begins with focus and discipline, each subsequent action is reinforced by a mindset prepared for success. Invest time in learning consistently. Knowledge compounds like interest in a bank account when applied daily. Reading, listening to educational content, practicing new skills, and seeking mentorship expand your capacity to create wealth and navigate challenges. A commitment to daily learning strengthens decision-making, fosters creativity, and opens doors to opportunities that remain invisible to those who neglect growth. Consistent intellectual investment is a habit that pays dividends across every area of life. Manage finances as a daily habit, not a periodic task. Track income and expenses, review investments, and seek ways to optimize your financial resources. Wealth is built through consistent attention to money, careful allocation of resources, and disciplined planning. Small actions like reviewing budgets, setting aside savings, and evaluating spending decisions compound over time into financial stability and abundance. Treat money management as a core habit rather than an occasional responsibility. Set clear priorities for each day. Daily habits are most effective when aligned with meaningful goals. Identify the tasks that will produce the greatest impact and focus your energy there. Avoid distractions that consume time without generating results. High-priority habits include planning, executing important tasks first, and reviewing progress regularly. By aligning habits with objectives, you ensure that your daily actions move you closer to wealth and personal growth. Consistency is key. Daily habits only yield results when practiced without interruption. Sporadic effort produces minimal progress, while consistent application builds momentum and confidence. Developing a rhythm of productive actions trains your mind to operate in alignment with long-term goals, turning effort into compounding outcomes. Discipline in habit formation reinforces reliability, productivity, and self-trust. Accountability strengthens habits. Track your progress and hold yourself responsible for maintaining routines. Measure outcomes, celebrate milestones, and adjust strategies as needed. Accountability may also come from sharing goals with mentors, peers, or colleagues who can provide guidance, feedback, and encouragement. When habits are reinforced by accountability, they become more resilient and less susceptible to neglect. Physical well-being supports mental and financial performance. Daily habits should include proper nutrition, exercise, and rest. Energy and focus are finite resources that can be expanded and maintained through disciplined care of the body. A strong physical foundation enhances mental clarity, emotional stability, and productivity, allowing you to execute other growth-oriented habits more effectively. Neglecting physical health undermines progress in every other area of life. Reflection is a powerful habit for continuous improvement. Each day, review what went well, identify areas for adjustment, and consider lessons learned. Reflection reinforces learning, strengthens decision-making, and sharpens focus for the following day. Habitual reflection ensures that progress is intentional, not accidental, and that actions consistently move you closer to your goals. Prioritize networking and relationship building as a daily practice. Interacting intentionally with peers, mentors, and colleagues expands opportunities, knowledge, and influence. Building connections through consistent, meaningful engagement opens doors that might otherwise remain closed. Relationships are a critical source of both personal growth and financial opportunity, and daily attention strengthens these bonds. Eliminate low-value activities that consume time and energy without contributing to growth. Social media overuse, excessive entertainment, and reactive behavior drain focus and hinder habit development. Replace these with constructive practices that build skill, wealth, or health. Conscious selection of daily actions ensures that energy is directed toward creating value rather than being dissipated on distractions. Develop mental clarity through daily mindfulness practices. Meditation, deep breathing, and intentional pauses enhance focus, reduce stress, and improve decision-making. Mental clarity supports the execution of high-priority tasks and the cultivation of productive habits. A calm, focused mind is more capable of identifying opportunities, evaluating risks, and taking decisive action consistently. Incorporate goal review into your daily routine. Assess progress towards short-term and long-term objectives regularly. This ensures that habits remain aligned with vision and purpose. Daily goal review strengthens commitment, clarifies priorities, and reinforces motivation. Awareness of progress encourages persistence and allows for adaptive strategies to maintain momentum. Track and celebrate small wins. Daily achievements, no matter how minor, reinforce positive behavior and strengthen habit formation. Recognition of progress boosts confidence, motivates continuation, and creates a sense of accomplishment. Habitual celebration of success conditions the mind to associate consistent effort with reward, enhancing engagement with growth-focused practices. Practice financial discipline consistently. Simple habits such as saving a portion of income daily, monitoring spending, and evaluating investment opportunities reinforce wealth-building behavior. Financial discipline is less about restricting enjoyment and more about cultivating control and foresight. Repeated practice embeds prudent decision-making as a natural part of daily life, ensuring steady progress toward long-term abundance. Learning to prioritize rest and recovery is a critical habit for sustainability. Daily growth and wealth creation require energy and focus, which are diminished without proper rest. Incorporating sleep, breaks, and moments of rejuvenation into routines prevents burnout, sharpens mental acuity, and allows habits to be executed with maximum effectiveness. Productivity is amplified when rest is treated as an essential component of growth. Develop problem-solving as a daily practice. Approach challenges deliberately, seek creative solutions, and evaluate outcomes systematically. Habitual problem-solving strengthens resilience, adaptability, and resourcefulness. Facing difficulties each day with a solutions-oriented mindset prepares you to navigate larger challenges without hesitation, ensuring that habits continue to drive progress even under pressure. Incorporate continuous self-education. Reading, listening to podcasts, and engaging with educational content daily strengthens knowledge and perspective. Daily learning fosters innovation, informs decision-making, and cultivates a competitive edge. Habitual intellectual growth enhances capacity to generate wealth and navigate complex personal and professional landscapes. Mindset management is a daily discipline. Begin each day by focusing on optimism, confidence, and possibility. Replace negative self-talk with empowering statements. Cultivate resilience, patience, and focus. Daily attention to mindset ensures that habits are executed with clarity, energy, and motivation, maximizing the impact of each action on long-term success. Daily prioritization of habits is not a one-time task, it is a lifestyle. Wealth, personal growth, and fulfillment are built incrementally through intentional, consistent action. By structuring each day around high-value practices, eliminating distractions, and reinforcing positive behaviors, you create compounding progress. Discipline, focus, and purpose transform daily routines into the foundation of extraordinary achievement. When daily habits are aligned with wealth creation and personal development, success becomes inevitable. Every choice to invest time in growth, learning, and disciplined action compounds over time. By prioritizing meaningful practices each day, you steadily expand your capabilities, opportunities, and financial resources. The consistent application of high-value habits turns ambition into reality and potential into lasting achievement. Chapter 19c. Analyze opportunities critically to make smarter financial choices quickly. Financial success is built on the ability to analyze opportunities critically and act decisively before others do. Every financial decision carries potential reward and risk, and the difference between those who thrive and those who struggle lies in how effectively they assess situations before committing resources. Critical analysis is not about hesitation. It is about sharpening perception, gathering relevant information, and making choices based on reason rather than impulse. The faster and more accurately you evaluate opportunities, the greater your capacity to generate wealth consistently and sustainably. Begin by understanding the value of information. The first step in critical analysis is collecting accurate, relevant data. Financial opportunities are rarely simple. They involve trends, risks, returns, and external factors that influence outcomes. Research thoroughly before acting. Study market conditions, business models, historical performance, and potential future scenarios. Knowledge reduces uncertainty and allows you to make informed decisions that maximize reward while minimizing unnecessary exposure to risk. Develop a framework for evaluating opportunities. Every potential investment or financial decision should be measured against clear criteria such as risk, return, alignment with long-term goals, and personal expertise. Standardizing the way you analyze options ensures consistency, reduces emotional influence, and increases speed of decision-making. A reliable framework allows quick filtering of low-value options while identifying high-potential opportunities that align with your objectives. Consider both short-term and long-term implications. Some opportunities may yield immediate gains but lack sustainable growth potential, while others may require patience but offer compounding returns. Balancing short-term needs with long-term vision ensures that every decision contributes to enduring wealth creation. Critical analysis requires looking beyond immediate appeal to evaluate the full spectrum of consequences and benefits over time. Evaluate risk realistically. Fear and overconfidence distort judgment. Assess potential downsides systematically and consider worst-case scenarios. Identify ways to mitigate risks before committing. Opportunities with higher risk are not inherently negative, but understanding the exposure and preparing strategies to manage it allows confident execution. Risk management is an essential component of smarter financial decision-making, preventing impulsive mistakes and protecting assets. Use comparative analysis to strengthen choices. Rarely is an opportunity isolated. Compare options against similar alternatives in terms of cost, potential gain, scalability, and alignment with your objectives. A side-by-side evaluation clarifies strengths, weaknesses, and feasibility, enabling you to prioritize the most advantageous paths. Comparative analysis is a tool to identify value quickly and accurately, helping you focus on opportunities that truly advance wealth creation. Assess alignment with your skills and knowledge. Opportunities that leverage your strengths and expertise are more likely to succeed and less likely to encounter avoidable mistakes. Investing in areas you understand allows faster problem solving and reduces reliance on external guidance. Familiarity amplifies efficiency, increases confidence, and allows for quicker adaptation when challenges arise. Opportunities aligned with your capabilities yield higher returns and lower stress. Apply the principle of opportunity cost. Every decision requires allocating resources that could be used elsewhere. Evaluate what you are giving up when pursuing one path versus another. Critical financial thinking involves considering alternative uses of time, money, and effort to ensure that each commitment maximizes overall benefit. By keeping opportunity cost in mind, you strengthen the strategic value of each choice. Seek multiple perspectives. Diverse viewpoints enhance analysis and reveal blind spots. Consult mentors, experts, and peers to gain insights you may overlook. Discussion and feedback illuminate hidden risks, reveal overlooked potential, and refine your understanding of an opportunity. Collaborative evaluation improves decision quality while maintaining efficiency and clarity. Practice scenario planning. Consider different possible outcomes and how you would respond in each case. Evaluating best case, worst case, and most likely scenarios strengthens preparedness and reduces reactionary behavior. Scenario planning transforms uncertainty into manageable possibilities and allows faster, more confident execution when opportunities present themselves. Develop speed without sacrificing accuracy. Quick decisions are valuable, but they must be informed. Cultivate the ability to gather key information rapidly, filter irrelevant data, and focus on metrics that directly affect outcomes. Efficiency in evaluation reduces missed opportunities and prevents paralysis by overthinking. The goal is to balance decisiveness with thorough analysis to capitalize on opportunities before they disappear. Use quantitative analysis consistently. Numbers reveal patterns and outcomes more reliably than intuition alone. Evaluate projected returns, costs, growth potential, and risk factors using clear metrics. Quantitative thinking removes emotional distortion and ensures that decisions are grounded in reality. Metrics provide clarity and allow comparison across multiple opportunities quickly and objectively. Incorporate qualitative analysis. While numbers are essential, qualitative factors such as reputation, market trends, and human behavior also influence outcomes. Consider stakeholder credibility, brand perception, and market positioning. A holistic view combining quantitative and qualitative insights leads to smarter, more balanced decisions. Critical thinking requires integrating both aspects to make well-rounded choices. Monitor trends actively. Opportunities emerge where knowledge meets timing. Staying aware of financial markets, industry developments, and emerging innovations enables anticipation rather than reaction. Identifying trends early allows you to position yourself strategically, reducing competition and maximizing potential gains. Being proactive in observation turns awareness into advantage. Practice disciplined skepticism. Not every opportunity is valuable, and appearances can be misleading. Question assumptions, verify claims, and remain vigilant against hype. Healthy skepticism prevents impulsive mistakes and ensures that resources are committed to genuinely promising opportunities. Critical analysis thrives on the ability to balance optimism with realistic evaluation. Refine decision-making through experience. Every choice, successful or unsuccessful, provides lessons that sharpen analytical skills. Review outcomes, identify mistakes, and extract insights to improve future evaluations. Experience builds intuition, judgment, and confidence, enabling faster, more accurate assessment of subsequent opportunities. Reflection transforms experience into wisdom, reinforcing the capacity for rapid, intelligent decisions. Prioritize flexibility. Opportunities evolve and conditions change. Maintain the ability to adjust strategies, pivot approaches, and revise assumptions without hesitation. A rigid mindset limits potential, while flexible analysis allows for adaptation and maximizes returns. Being able to think critically and act nimbly is essential in dynamic financial environments. Limit emotional influence. Emotional reactions can cloud judgment, exaggerate risk perception, or create overconfidence. Critical thinking requires detachment, calm assessment, and focus on objective data. Recognizing and managing emotional responses ensures decisions are guided by reason rather than impulse, producing consistent results in financial planning and investment. Develop a checklist approach. Identify key questions to answer for every opportunity before committing resources. Consistent evaluation criteria streamline the decision-making process, reduce errors, and accelerate action. A structured approach ensures that no critical aspect is overlooked and reinforces disciplined thinking. Checklists act as a cognitive tool that transforms complex evaluation into manageable, repeatable practice. Leverage timing strategically. The speed of execution can amplify returns or prevent losses. Recognize windows of opportunity and act decisively when conditions are favorable. Critical analysis includes assessing not only the quality of the opportunity, but also when to engage to maximize advantage. Timing amplifies impact when combined with informed evaluation. Commit to continuous improvement. Critical analysis is a skill refined over time through practice, reflection, and learning. Stay curious, seek feedback, and study case studies of successful financial decisions. Continuous refinement strengthens your ability to evaluate opportunities with clarity, speed, and accuracy, ensuring smarter financial choices that compound over time. Analyzing opportunities critically transforms uncertainty into a manageable pathway to wealth. By combining thorough research, disciplined frameworks, scenario planning, and strategic thinking, you develop the ability to act decisively with confidence. Each opportunity becomes a calculated choice rather than a gamble. Over time, these skills multiply, allowing you to make smarter financial decisions quickly, seize high-value prospects, and consistently expand wealth while minimizing unnecessary risk. The habit of critical analysis turns instinctive reaction into intelligent action and creates a foundation for sustainable, long-term financial success. Chapter 22a. Celebrate progress consistently to reinforce momentum toward unlimited wealth. Every step forward, no matter how small, deserves recognition because celebrating progress fuels momentum and magnifies achievement. Progress is the proof that effort produces results, and acknowledging it strengthens motivation to continue pushing toward greater goals. Many people focus only on the end result and ignore the incremental victories along the way, but true mastery of wealth creation comes from consistent forward motion. Each milestone achieved is a signal that strategies are working and that the path you have chosen is capable of producing measurable success. Celebrating consistently reinforces belief in yourself and the systems you have built, creating a positive cycle of action and reward. Recognizing progress transforms effort into energy. When you acknowledge what you have accomplished, your brain releases chemicals that encourage focus, persistence, and confidence. Momentum grows not simply from doing tasks, but from appreciating the outcomes of your labor. Each celebration, whether private or shared, validates your commitment and reinforces the behaviors that produce success. Momentum is amplified when victories are marked intentionally and frequently, creating a psychological advantage that keeps you moving forward without hesitation. Start by defining what counts as progress. Progress is not always tied to financial gain alone. It can be skill development, improved habits, network expansion, or increased knowledge. Setting measurable markers allows you to see advancement clearly. By identifying tangible indicators of growth, you can acknowledge achievements regularly and prevent discouragement from perceiving success as distant or abstract. Clarity about what constitutes progress ensures that celebrations are meaningful and reinforcing. Celebrate daily habits as well as major milestones. Wealth and growth are rarely achieved in a single leap. They are built through repeated, consistent actions that compound over time. Recognizing daily effort, such as completing focused work sessions, learning new skills, or maintaining discipline, reinforces the mindset that consistent behavior drives results. These small celebrations maintain motivation and create a rhythm of achievement that propels larger goals. Public acknowledgement of progress strengthens accountability and inspires others. Sharing milestones with peers, mentors, or teams not only reinforces your commitment, but also creates a network of support and encouragement. Recognition from others amplifies the sense of accomplishment and encourages continued effort. Celebrating in a community or collaborative context fosters mutual growth and inspires further action from all involved. Document progress visually. Journals, charts, or digital trackers provide tangible evidence of forward movement. When achievements are recorded and visible, motivation is reinforced through clear demonstration of advancement. Visual representation of progress builds confidence, allows reflection, and motivates action when energy wanes. Consistent documentation ensures that no effort goes unnoticed and that momentum can be evaluated objectively. Use celebration as a reinforcement tool. Rewarding yourself after completing goals creates a positive association with productive behavior. Rewards need not be extravagant. Even small acknowledgements of effort, such as a pause to reflect, a special treat, or sharing achievements with someone supportive, signals to your mind that action is meaningful. Reinforcement strengthens patterns of behavior that build wealth and personal growth. Incorporate reflection into celebrations. Recognize not only what has been achieved, but also the effort, decisions, and strategies that led to results. Understanding the how behind progress improves learning and ensures replication of successful methods. Reflection during celebration connects the emotional reward of success with the practical steps that produced it, creating a strong foundation for continued momentum. Acknowledge obstacles overcome. Progress is not only about outcomes but also about resilience and perseverance. Each challenge navigated successfully is a milestone in its own right. Celebrating problem solving and adaptation strengthens confidence, reinforces persistence, and highlights the value of experience gained. Recognizing both success and the difficulties surmounted fosters a balanced appreciation of growth. Set incremental targets to enable frequent celebrations. Large goals may take months or years to achieve, but dividing objectives into smaller, measurable steps ensures that recognition can occur regularly. Each completed step reinforces motivation and sustains focus. Incremental achievement transforms long-term goals from abstract ambitions into a series of attainable victories, keeping momentum alive. Incorporate gratitude into celebration. Appreciating the people, resources, and circumstances that contribute to your progress amplifies positivity and encourages humility. Gratitude strengthens relationships, expands perspective, and attracts further opportunities. Recognizing support, guidance, or advantages in your journey transforms success into a collaborative and sustainable experience. Teach yourself to celebrate process, not just results. Rewarding effort, learning, and persistence emphasizes the importance of consistent action rather than only end outcomes. Celebrating the process reinforces the habits that drive long-term success, making daily work itself a source of motivation. By valuing effort, you maintain momentum even when results take longer to manifest. Leverage celebration to reinforce identity. Each acknowledgement of progress strengthens your self-perception as someone capable of achieving wealth, growth, and success. Identity shapes behavior. By celebrating consistently, you align your self-image with the actions required for continued accomplishment. Recognizing progress transforms belief into behavior, creating a feedback loop that accelerates performance. Combine celebration with planning. Recognizing achievement while outlining the next steps maintains momentum without complacency. Celebration motivates, while planning directs focus to continued progress. Linking acknowledgement with actionable planning ensures that recognition of success drives the next stage of growth rather than stagnation. Encourage micro-celebrations. Small, immediate acknowledgements, such as mentally noting completion of a task or sharing a minor success with a supportive peer, maintain engagement and energy. Micro-celebrations sustain focus and reinforce productive habits without waiting for major milestones, making every step toward wealth meaningful. Celebrate resilience as much as success. Persisting through challenges, setbacks, and unexpected changes is itself a marker of progress. Recognizing endurance builds mental strength, reinforces perseverance, and motivates continued effort in pursuit of goals. Resilience is a critical component of long-term wealth creation and personal growth, and acknowledging it strengthens momentum. Use celebration to inspire creativity. Recognizing achievements opens space for reflection and innovative thinking about next steps. Positive reinforcement encourages exploration of new strategies, risk-taking, and creative problem-solving. Momentum is maintained not only through action but also through inspired adaptation and improvement. Balance internal and external acknowledgement. Internal recognition, such as personal reflection and journaling, reinforces self-trust and intrinsic motivation. External recognition, such as sharing achievements with mentors, peers, or networks, strengthens support systems and amplifies influence. Both forms complement each other and create a robust reinforcement cycle that propels momentum toward wealth. Build rituals around celebration. Consistent practices such as weekly review sessions, milestone reflections, or recognition of achievements at the end of each day embed acknowledgement into your lifestyle. Ritualizing celebration transforms recognition from sporadic events into habitual reinforcement that consistently sustains motivation and momentum. Remember that celebrating progress is a tool, not indulgence. Recognition enhances focus, reinforces habits, and strengthens motivation. It is a strategic component of wealth creation and personal growth, ensuring that forward movement continues with energy and purpose. By consistently celebrating, you create a self-reinforcing system where action, recognition, and momentum feed each other, accelerating achievement beyond expectations. Momentum grows exponentially when progress is acknowledged intentionally and consistently. Each step forward builds confidence, reinforces productive habits, and strengthens resilience. By celebrating achievement, overcoming challenges, and reflecting on effort, you generate a continuous cycle of action and reward that drives you closer to unlimited wealth. Recognizing every advancement cultivates persistence, sharpens focus, and fosters a mindset oriented toward long-term success. Celebration is not optional, it is a critical strategy that transforms effort into compounded growth, ensuring that every step toward your goals propels you faster, farther, and with greater clarity than before.